Welcome to Fullerton College Football on SportsNetUSA.net. Hi, I'm Mark Pavlovich along with Corey Neyland. We are the voices of Fullerton College Football. And, of course, when you look at today's game, well, Corey, the thing is try again, which is what it's all about here on SportsNetUSA.net, because that's what Riverside needs to do in this game, because Riverside is in problems. They have gone 4 times as the Hornets are going to get ready to receive the kickoff here on SportsNetUSA.net. McNeil's going to be back deep. So McNeil back deep. Manyweather is going to take it at the 8, up to the 10. Cuts to the outside, stays on his feet, gets through all the way. Manyweather all the way up to the 30-yard line on SportsNetUSA.net. So Jason Vandiver is over with us here. Nice to have Jason with us between Corey and I. Jason, nice to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Nice to see you. Riverside, a tough, strong football team that can do everything. Fullerton, the flip side, the same way. It's a game today that somebody's got to play the entire game, or the loser who only plays 58% of it is probably going to be that individual.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea of what's going on out here. We got both teams are great. This has been a matchup, going back through the years where, usually, the winner goes on to the state. Was it 2013?
Jordan Hoy runs an option play. Ball goes down, so something new. The Hornets trying to get it out there. Flip it out. The ball goes loose. That was Anthony Wood that was out there. Fumbles on it first play. Saw a lot of this in practice. Different motion by this Hornets offense. Hewlett now comes in. Gross goes out wide to the right. Mighty Mouse in the slot on the right-hand side. McNeil down here low with Jordan Hoy. 2nd down and 14 at the 25 for the Hornets. Riverside playing man-to-man. Looks like the coverage is going to be there. Jordan Hoy runs the option with Hewlett the other direction. Hewlett skips the first person, gets back the loss that he had on that first play.
Looks very, very similar to 2013 with Coach Cook. The man front, double A gap, double B gap, linebackers leaving the safety deep. Hopefully Coach Campbell can take advantage of that, the one-on-ones like we did back then.
3rd down and 10. They try and throw a quick little out to Gross. Beautiful coverage by Riverside.
Yeah, got to send guys out there to block.
So, Yoakum back deep for Riverside.
Can't wait to hopefully Colin Anderson's going in. He was our quarterback in my first year that I left Fullerton at LA Valley, his freshman season. Be good to see what he can do.
High spiral. Yoakum puts the hand out and then keeps on running, turns the corner, and it should be a fair catch, because what he did is he did the low flying fair catch, Jason. Yeah. If I get hit and lose that, I call it a fair catch, and if nobody notices that, I run.
And there's a roughing the kicker, or it is just roughing the kicker in the college ranks, I believe, and that's going to be 15 yards and a 1st down. If it's just a 5, they'll probably re-kick it. And again, Jason, you said Colin Anderson was your guy over at LA Valley your first year. What type of quarterback is he? We've seen the tape, but give us firsthand experience.
Colin's a great kid, man. He's grown up a lot. We got him when he was, fresh out of high school, and had some freshman struggles. But you can definitely tell from the games this year and being selected all conference. He's definitely grown up. He had a one guy aiming deal with Delane Hart Johnson, it's awesome, his recovery out of University of New Mexico. Got in a terrible car accident and able to come back, but it's awesome to see Colin out here doing good things.
And they call it the 5-yard variety, so Fullerton's going to take the 5-yard penalty at the end of the kick, and Riverside will have it at the 33-yard line.
So Herring comes out wide to the right. Anderson at quarterback. Mr. Allen is going to be. So they would move the ball up 5 yards and then re-kick it. The Hornets decided to decline it, Corey, so that they didn't want to re-kick the ball. So now we reset it out here. Herring out wide to the right. Hornets almost jump. Anderson looks over, changes things up the line of scrimmage, looks at Allen in the backfield, who had a great season. They're going to hand it off to Allen. Allen gets hit at the line of scrimmage, gets a gain of about 3, maybe a short 4 on the play.
Front 5 for offensive line for Riverside: Dakota Ramsey, Lucas Bedal, Trey Bland, Kelly Montalban, and David Follow.
Maiden out wide left, Yoakum with him, Herring out wide to the right. Allen still in the backfield. 2nd down and 6 right at the 41. They're going to throw it over here and try to throw it to Herring, who really short-armed it. You've seen this, Jason, with receivers that can't do it.
And real quick, we're going to see the offense of Riverside against the Fullerton defense. They really match up strength against strength. You're going to see opposite sides of the ball. 43 points on average for Riverside the entire season. Fullerton only allows 23, but the important rush stat is 88 yards taken or allowed by Fullerton.
Big 3rd down, and that is thrown over Herring. They went back to him. Anderson gets a little rush, and I heard Anderson doesn't like pressure, is what I got told.
Yeah, he doesn't. But he's just in a hurry to get the ball out to his guys. I mean, both times is a run-pass option with a hitch in the flat, and with the corner playing off coverage. I mean, that's his read. The linebacker steps in to fill on the run, and so he just needs to settle down and deliver the ball to his guy. First one was a little low and outside. The second one, he sailed it. So both clean looks for him. Just has to settle down.
Octa puts foot into it, and it's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
And we'll take a look at that Riverside offense and Fullerton defense, and then we'll do that Fullerton offense and then the Riverside defense. Or we'll go to Fullerton's offense. Fullerton offense, 52 points a game, leading the state, Mark. And Jason, they're an outstanding, but Riverside is only averaging or giving up 19 points a game. So what's the big key stat you see here?
It's the points per game. I mean, yards per game. Fullerton's doing a great job, moving the ball down the field, and Coach Campbell's doing a great job getting, getting numbers and doing formation to the boundary and, taking what they're given. Jordan's dealing the ball around the yard also. Can't hurt anything. But when everybody's playing to high tempo like that, it's going to come out with good numbers.
Hoy hands it off. The Wood goes up the middle. Gets about a half a yard out there. So you've got Gross out wide left. Mighty Mouse in the slot on the left-hand side. Walker out wide to the right. Grossman goes in motion from right to left. They throw it over to Grossman. Marcus takes it, turns the corner, gets across the 25. They're going to get him at the 28.
Offensive line for Fullerton. Emil Graves, all-conference at the right guard. Nathan Trent, the center, all-conference. Right tackle, Muhammad Jefferson. Left guard is Delton Crandall. Left tackle, Marshall Levins.
3rd down and 1 for the Hornets. Try to hurry it up. This time they slow it down. Santi Wilder over here.
Looks like they're going to bring pressure here.
3rd down and 1. Riverside coming up on the corners. They run the option again. Got to make the good pitch and the cut, and that's what you do. It's that cut, Jason, after the pitch that gets you the 1st down.
Yeah, and it's one missed tackle away from being a very, very long play. When they put everybody up on the line of scrimmage like that, and it pretty much gives it away. It's man on man with the inside linebacker guarding the running back. Just get the guys inside blocked and let it rip. It's one missed tackle away.
1st down and 10 at the 32. Jordan Hoy looking over once again. Gross, Santi Wilder, and Grossman in the slot on left-hand side. They run the option again. Turns the corner. The 40 stays down there. And what Jason just brought up is that turn, that one initial block, that'll get you 10 yards.
Yep, and on that one, they line up in the same front and then just backed up their nickel linebacker to a free safety look and, brought him off the edge. And Jordan did a great job pitching off his read on defensive end. And there they go. Looks like they're in the same thing.
This time, Hoy goes down, going to Gross, on the hands, catches it. Touchdown, Fullerton College. You couldn't have put the ball. Corey Neyland if we get to see a replay by this right, Ed Ford, you couldn't put the ball any sweeter on a pass play.
Well, what they did with that first offensive set is they ran the option, ran the option, ran the option. Those 5 option plays that you saw, the first 5 plays, set up that pass right there to Jerome Gross for the 6 points.
And Jason, when you look about it, Jordan Hoy's had a spectacular season. When you looked at him right now, that's his 36th touchdown of the year with very few, only 6 interceptions. So the Hornets get on the board first with 10:43 here in the Southern California Championship on SportsNetUSA.net. They run a 2-point conversion right up the middle. Touchdown, Johnny Carmack, who we've mentioned all year long. And I saw this play at practice, and they said to Johnny Carmack, it was actually his call, that if you saw them not rushing, then you could go ahead and look for a gap that was open.
Yeah, that's more on matchup side. You know, Riverside put 3 guys to one side and 6 on the other side with one guy responsible on the block side for a fake, and you just take advantage of it. You know, block guys down, block guys out, send the holder right up the middle.
So Mr. Carmack, Corey, who we talk about all the time, gets on the board for a 2-point conversion.
And Mark, that third voice your audience is hearing is Jason Vandiver. We're going to say maybe the best tight end in Fullerton College history.
They could use him today, couldn't they? We're missing a tight end. Look at him shake his
They
head.
don't need me today. They got enough playmakers out on the field.
And in a few minutes, we're going to talk
That
about...
was back when Fullerton's heyday, when we used to run the ball 50 times a game. Now it's throwing it around.
Davis back deep. Little pooch kick in the middle of the field. Taken right there. 80 calls for a fair catch. Gets a little contact, but no flag by the officials. Little bump. No foul. You know, you talk about a day where supposedly the tight end didn't exist. Unfortunately for the Hornets, Jason, they did have a tight end that was a large part of their offense. Is out now for the rest of the season.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Christian Williams is all-conference performer in your mold. And we want to talk about your season and what you plan for the upcoming season now over in San Bernardino.
Anderson brings out the Tigers. Hands it off to Allen. Allen tries to turn the corner. He gets the corner, and with his speed, Jason, here's another guy with one block that can go all way for Riverside. You look at him already this season, he's got 1,019 yards. He almost averages 100 yards a game for the Tigers.
Yeah, these games in the playoffs and championship football, it's all about matchups and, you know, don't get caught with your pants down and being in a predictable down and distance and predictable front and scheme.
Like they were right there.
Like they were right there.
As Allen just runs right up the middle. I mean, good hat on hat up front by the Tigers offensive line. And that's one thing they do well.
2nd and 6, expecting zone coverage, handoff, inside zone play. You get, 10 yards for first down.
Herring and Yoakum come out wide to the right. They keep Allen back there. If it's working, don't change it. This time they change it up to Akta, the other running back, and you look at him, 10 touchdowns so far this season for this Riverside team, 1,019 yards also. So they have versatility at the running backs for the Tigers.
Yeah, they got playmakers all over the field out there today on both sides. It'll be a fun game to watch.
Herring comes out wide to the right. Davis in the slot on the right-hand side. Akta, the running back. It's 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. Right at the 48, the Hornets come up. Put a little pressure over there. And D'Angelo Ross, the big man on defense for the Hornet, one-on-one. He's going to be the guy that's put on an island all day long.
Yep, and just hope he doesn't bite on those, plays early, give up a hitch, and, make it a manageable, next down.
3rd down and 3. Hunter out wide to left, so we had a player who lost his helmet, comes off the field according to rules. Maiden Hunter out wide to the left. Herring out wide to the right. In the slot is going to be Davis on the right-hand side. Akta, the running back. 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers, right at the 42. We just started this game. The Hornets are up by 7 with 8:56 to go. Hornets come up. They bring pressure. Anderson calls them up.
They're up by 8.
Up by 8,
Remember,
that's
they got
right.
That 2-point. Yeah,
Two-pointer. That's why I have educators next to me. They know how to add. Little quick, right there. Taken by Hunter and Corey. He just sits down in an empty spot in the zone. and finds a first down.
Yeah, averaging 6th in the state on average, 20.3 yards a catch. Right there, you just move the chains with that first down, tackled by Taj Jones.
Yeah, Fullerton brought pressure off the edge and, relied on the safety behind him and, playing a little bit too deep and just ran a 5-yard hitch play for a first down.
Yoakum now in the backfield for the Tigers. So they've got Yoakum back there with Anderson. First down and 10 right at the 35. Yoakum now goes in the slot on the left-hand side. They bring up pressure. They go over to Yoakum, who backs out of bounds right at the 31. We get a flag. It should be roughing the passer against the Hornets.
And that is Justin Parcells. Not needed.
So the player of the year on defense gets the first penalty, and that's what we expect. We've heard all the coaches, be it Riverside or Fullerton, smart football if you want to win this game today.
Yep, enough plays are going to be made. You can't give away free yards like that.
Herring comes out wide to the right. Hunter now in the slot on the right-hand side, the big receiver for this Tiger team. He now goes in motion from right to left. They hand it off to him on a jet sweep, turns the corner, gets knocked out of bounds, and once again, it's a personal foul penalty. Corey, on who?
On Justin Parcells. Justin Parcells thought he was still in bounds, tiptoeing the sideline, and the official said, no, he was already out of bounds, give himself up.
So that's going to be 30 yards in penalties. So Riverside gets 30 the freeway, but rightfully so, late hit and a late hit by the same person for the Hornets, and now the Tigers are knocking at the door. Anderson in the backfield. Allen standing next to him. Hunter out wide to the right in the slot. Herring outside of him on the right-hand side. Anderson tries to get the Hornets to jump. First and goal. Good crowds on both sides of the field right now. Run it right up the middle, and the Hornets this time saw the run play coming and crashed the center of the line defensively.
Yeah, as Jamal Scott comes up, he's on that outside. Here's your replay, Jason. He comes on the outside and just fills a hole and brings down Allen.
Yep, that one-on-one block off the center, just shed the block on blocking back and just get off. That's one of the harder blocks for an offensive lineman to make, solidify that inside. And, it's the point of the run gap. So, if you get cross-face there, no real place for the running back to go.
This time Allen goes in motion from left to right. Looks to go back the other direction. Goes the other direction. Nice gain. It looked like it was going to be a stop over there, Corey, but they get the initial push as they try to come the opposite direction. It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal right at the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal at the 5 for the Tigers. Herring comes out wide to the right. Yoakum looks over the bench. He's going to be on the slot on the right-hand side. Hunter's in the slot on the left-hand side. Octa, the running back, now in the game. 3rd and goal right at the 5. The Hornets look like they're coming up. Anderson wants to change it. Out far left is Brown. 3rd and goal for the Hornets. Anderson looks, throws the middle, right there, incomplete pass. Hunter can't pull it in.
Yeah, and that was one-on-one against Deshaun Taylor. Deshaun Taylor not off the ball, just plays him straight at the line of scrimmage, doesn't let him get open. And a good job of D. And let's see if they stick with the field goal attempt here. John Hilfer on the season, 12 of 17. His long is 49. This one, well, Mark, you're good at math.
So you put it at the 11, you add 10, it's going to be a 21-yard attempt. Hornet defense stiffens down by the goal line. They've got 8 on the board. Ball is spotted, the kick is up, and it splits the middle, so that's going to give the Tigers 3. So with 6:14 to go here in the first quarter, it's the Hornets 8, the Tigers 3. You're watching Hornet football on SportsNetUSA.net. We always want to give a shout-out to our sponsors. Miller Toyota of Anaheim makes all these games possible on SportsNetUSA.net. Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports high school sports, community college sports, but most of all, education. And don't forget, if you're looking for a really good hamburger around the place, where else to go but Islands off of State College in the lovely city of Brea Islands, one of our big sponsors here on SportsNetUSA.net. Thank you for making all these games wonderful as your Hornets right now are up by 5 early in the first quarter. Manyweather back deep with McNeil.
I could eat islands every day.
Hey, there we go. He knows how to do it.
We were just there last week.
The man that helped
I was
us
there yesterday.
secure LA Valley, standing to my right, the American Conference state champions.
Only undefeated team in the state this year.
Yeah, they did an awesome job over there.
Big kick. Manyweather is going to let it go over his head.
I think Ryan may have something to say, and there's talking out on the field.
Speaking of talking, you're right. Down here on the field, a lot of trash talk going back and forth. A lot of the coaches here on Fullerton's sideline, they're making sure that the guys stay in it mentally, stay with the hype, but don't check yourself out. Don't allow the other team, Riverside, to be able to get into your head. I'll throw it back up to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hewlett comes out on the field at the running back. Gross goes out wide to the right. Santi Wilder in the slot. Manyweather now, who had a big game last week against Ventura. McNeil out wide to the left. Hewlett goes in motion. They go back to McNeil. McNeil gets that initial block over here, and Hewlett really caused that play to work as he throws the big block for McNeil, the big receiver.
And we'll set that defense for Riverside. Michael White, Mackenzie Lewis, Melvin Johnson up front. And here's that offense of Fullerton. Key players, you see Jordan Hoy up. You see the numbers he has there. Has a chance to be the state player of the year. Contavious Thompson, second leading rusher behind Jordan Hoy on the season. Leading receiver, well, Mark likes Marcus Grossman. Going to have a huge game. We don't have Jerome Gross who scored the first touchdown, but it's going to be players like that, Asante Wilder, DeAndre McNeil, to have big plays. And when you look at the Riverside defense, it starts with Nick Underwood, the defensive player of the year in the Central Division. 61 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 3 interceptions in that secondary. You're going to look at Kahani Smith, 2 touchdown returns, 2 touchdown returns this season, 4 interceptions. Big key to play. Get big key out there and watch him play.
We'll have a player down the field, and I'm going to go back to Jason just for a second. I'm going to get away from this because LA Valley, you brought up Ryan Osborn, the voice of LA Valley, down on the sideline this year. This team came out of nowhere, but you know who they reminded me of? I'm not saying talent-wise. They reminded me of the 2013 Hornets who refused to lose. Jason, that's what they looked like, a team that refused to lose, and they had a quarterback that got it done for them.
Yeah, I mean, they had a bunch of great players, and working with all those guys, and Coach Tucker and Cody Hawkins is the new offensive coordinator, and most of the most of the coaching staff was similar. They did a great job defensively, and bringing in and having those type guys, send guys on runs, and when you have a mentality like that coming off the season that we had last year. It's just momentum rolling forward, and they had a brand new, multi-million-dollar facility that was, easy to get all the local kids out there.
So McNeil this time has got to get the first down. They went twice to a little throw out a yard long to the wide receiver, and the Tigers are all over that side of the field getting nothing. Boy, it's going to make it a 4th and a yard, and the Hornets decide, no, we're only up by 5. It's time to get rid of the football.
And what happens, Jordan Hewlett couldn't maintain the block. The throw was a little bit late and delivered to McNeil. If he gets it right on time in rhythm, he's going to pick up that first down.
Austin McGahee back into punt. Yoakum back for the Tigers. Up close. McGahee hasn't really been putting a lot of leg into the ball. Backs up about 2 steps. Gets it. Has time. This one, a high spiral. Yoakum says, no, I'll take it. Fair catch. Calls it right there and then does a little dance, but they'll down it right at the 29. So the Hornets, with 4:31 to go, well, they're up by 5. It's the Hornets 8, the Tigers 3.
And Fullerton's defense, Jamichael Moore, Dominic Sanchez on the interior, Tyler Stephanie, number 58 on the near side, Montre Bonner, who led the team in sacks on the far side, number 91. Justin Parcells already has 2 penalties on him. Xavier Chisholm near side, and far side is Jamal Scott.
Herring and Hunter come out wide to the right. Octa, the running back in the backfield for the Tigers. They hand it off to Octa. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a gain of a short one. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 at the 31.
Parcells should have a big game. That's another tackle for him. Near side corner is Tim Gordon. Far side, D'Angelo Ross, all-conference performer. Deshaun Taylor, number 21, the near far side, and near side getting the start is Javon Burris.
Maiden and Yoakum out wide to the left. Herring, Hunter out wide to the right. Octa the running back. 2nd down and 9. They fake it. Allen gets the pressure. Allen gets hit. Then he gets spun around, and the ball comes out, but they're going to call him down.
And here's your replay.
Yep, they just tried to come inside and pick up the defensive end with the blitzing linebacker. The tackle came inside on the blitzing linebacker. Defensive end doesn't have a chance being blocked against the running back, and they just got to him. The pocket collapsed, and lucky he didn't turn over the ball right there.
Loss of 4 on the play. It's a 3rd down and 13. Hunter and Herring still again out wide to the right. Octa in the backfield. Anderson looks it over. Fullerton comes up. They run again, looking to try that 14-yard slot. They find it. The ball is dropped. The play was there. The pass was not. It could have been a 1st down.
You got to catch that, though, in these type of games. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to catch that ball. Very similar to 2013, and they had a bunch of drops against Fullerton.
And when we talk 2013, well, that's when Riverside had a chance to go. They had a chance to go in 2014. They had a chance to go in 2015. And again here in 2016, 4 consecutive Southern California championships for this Riverside team. Octa puts it off. Manny Weather's going to watch it take a bounce. It's going to take a backspin for the Hornets, and the Hornets are going to start with outrageous field position here in the first quarter. They're up by 5 with 3:16 to go. It's the Hornets 8, the Tigers 3. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. And we have another player down.
And that looks like Jacoby Herring.
Oh, and that would be a big loss if he's down, because Herring has had a great season, averages 60 yards a game, 15 yards a catch, 5 touchdowns, and he can scoot because his longest one was 65 yards. So the Tigers can't afford any more injuries out here. And, of course, you know what I'm going to say, Jason? It's nice that we're playing here at Shapell, because if you look at the Tigers' home record, 41-1 over the last 7 years. Come on, guys. I mean, how'd they lose 1 game? What's wrong with the Tigers?
It was I think it was one of the either Mount Sac or one of those type championship games late in the year, and there was a lot of conference implications that came up to it, and I think they just fell up short. But yeah, I mean, they're a great team at home, and definitely benefits Fullerton to be playing here at Shapell.
Anthony Wood in the game. Huffman out wide to left. Asante Wilder in the slot next to him. McNeil now goes in motion from left to right. Now he comes back. They hand it off to McNeil, looking for a gap. Gets a block by Asante Wilder on the outside, and the little guy, all 5'7" of him, makes the seal block on the corner for a big run on the play.
Well, the Mansfield, Ohio guys were there. It was, like you said, Asante Wilder and his high school teammate Marshall Levins there to seal it. And that was just an excellent block by the little guy.
Gross goes out wide to the right. Huffman out wide to left. I formation for the Hornets. They're going to run it up the middle. They do. I don't think he got to the stick. I think it's going to bring up a 3rd down almost in the same spot.
Philip Butler, he met a lot of people right there. And on that tackle was Arnell Anderson, another starting linebacker, along with Nick Underwood.
Dr. J now comes in the game for the Hornets. Isaiah Jackson. Pop. Thomas in the backfield. They hand it off to Pop. Pop gets the hit. He falls forward. They're not going to give him the 1st down.
That's a measurement. It's close. It is really close. Watch the measurement. If he brings that ball there. Yeah, I don't like the spot. I know you don't like it, Jason. Oh,
they moved it back. That's just. Guys, we all saw him fall forward.
Not
but
enough.
We're not on the field, so we might have a bad angle from where we're at. A pivotal 4th down at the 49 with 1:52 here in the first quarter. Jordan Hoy comes in, shotgun formation. Riverside comes up with 11 to the line of scrimmage. Jordan Hoy flips out, looks over there, dropped, and Riverside defense. Jason, you said you got to make the catch. Bad throw down at the toes. As a quarterback, you have to take a breath and put it on the money.
Yeah, it was just a little bit low. Probably could have taken another step. Wasn't there wasn't that much pressure. I mean, there was everybody at the line of scrimmage, but you got to get down there and get those. Same type thing. You can't have drop balls in championship games.
So the first big play defensively comes up for the Tigers. Davis comes out here wide to the right. Standing next to him is going to be Williams on the right-hand side. Anderson looks it, throws it over the flat to Allen. Allen gets Parcell right there. They shove him out of bounds at the 50.
And that's good pursuit by Justin Parcells. I mean, El Toro Allen's very quick out there. Second in rushing on the team, 956 yards this season, 9th in yards statewide.
Brown goes wide to left. Yoakum out there. They throw it across in the middle. Hit there and knocked down on a beautiful tackle on Tramal Davis, who gets, and they give him an outrageous spot at the 40. Oh, they do, just about at the 45. He just got hit at the line. It's going to bring up a third down. Big 4th yard to go for the Tigers. Big 3rd and 4. Here they come. Davis feels it coming, and it's there again and drop. And Davis has the pass, should make the catch for a first down.
Yeah, because Allen picked up the blitzing Chisholm on the light side, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, same thing. You got to make those catches. I mean, it was a little bit outside, but you got to put it away from the defender and give him a chance to go and do something with it after.
Now, if you're the Hornets, what you have to watch here, too, is you look who the punter is for this team.
Yeah, starting running back.
Starting running back who can fly. If you peel off too quickly, he's going to follow you. 4th down. The Hornets want to watch him. Look at him, Corey. He said, well, wait a minute. And you could see that decision. He stood there and waited to see if he was going to take off running or not. And they didn't peel off. And Jason, that's basically why he doesn't run, because on the punt, nobody peels back for a return.
Yeah, that's one of the new innovations in college football special teams. You give the punter a chance to take off on like a rugby style, and if they bring guys up off the edge and they have the numbers, you just kick it, and allows your coverage team to get down and cover more ground and not allow for a return also.
Huffman comes out wide to left. Gross goes out wide to the right. Philip Butler, the running back. Jordan Hoyt under center. First down and 10. It's been a defensive battle. Butler goes up, off tackle, refuses to go down, gets across the 25 to the 26. So it hasn't been the offensive juggernauts that we thought we might see in this first quarter, as we're down to 40 seconds to go.
Rico Maiden on the stop.
It's very rare you'll see an offensive explosion in these type of games. It's usually a defensive battle across the board. I mean, last night was the first time I've seen an offense put up a lot of points, and Marietta Valley beat La Habra. I mean, Alika Palmer is ridiculous. And then their receiver, number 9, too, is awesome for Marietta Valley. They're going to do a bunch of big things.
Jordan Hoy looks, goes back. Ball gets knocked down, bounced around, and finally it's an incomplete pass as Mackenzie Lewis is all over Jordan Hoy. And that stops the clock with 4 seconds to go. 2nd down and 6. Big rush by the Tigers. Philip Butler now comes back in the game. Huffman goes out wide to the right. Asante Wilder in the slot on the right-hand side. Jerome Gross comes out wide to the left. Jordan Hoy looks at it. 3rd down at a long 6. Riverside says they're coming. They hand it off. A little dip on the outside. Butler needs to get out there. Cannot. And one-on-one tackling is now being the big part of this game as we come to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Hornets 8, the Tigers 3. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet USA.net. Jason Vandiver, Corey Neyland, Ed Ford, Ryan Osborn down on the field, and I'm looking at Ryan. I think Ryan's got something to say.
Yes, indeed, Mark. The offensive line coach for Fullerton College, Coach Trevor Waters. He was preaching to Trent and Jefferson on the offensive line. They have to be quicker off the line of scrimmage. He was saying that the snap count, he wanted them up quicker with their eyes up quicker because the defensive line for Riverside is sending everybody. So he wants them to be able to adjust, get off the line quicker, and they're going to start moving forward. Back up to you guys in the booth.
You know, we talked about this offensive line the other day. Corey and I were out at practice, and we mentioned the 2013 team, and we talked about the 2013 team. And, Corey, different teams. I mean, you've got a giddy-up offense with the Hornets and a trudging, methodical offense in 2013. Sort of unfair to compare these offensive lines from this year in 2013.
I'll compare them.
Okay.
I think they're both good. I think that 2013 was just a little bit more dominant because they imposed their will on teams. So that's why you give them the edge when you compare the offensive lines.
Malik Yoakum is going to stand at the 24-yard line for the Tigers. They're down by 5. That's right. What you expected, well, hasn't come to fruition here in the first quarter. Here comes McGahee. High spiral. Malik says, I got it. Let me get through there. Does. Goes down on his knees and is going to down it. Give the Tigers good field position to start this second quarter at the 40. It's the Hornets 8, the Tigers 3. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And for McGahee, the guy out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, those might be his 2 best punts we've seen in a while. Last week he only punted 1 time, and that was late in the game against Ventura.
Brown comes out here wide to left. Yoakum in the slot on the left-hand side. Anderson in the backfield. First down and 10. Goes back. Quick little steps. Going to throw it out to Octa, the back, coming out of the backfield. He can run, gets a gain of 4. So utilize the speed in the backfield. Tigers going to move the chain.
Trying to go up tempo.
So we'll see if that works for the Tigers. Once again, Hunter in the slot on the right-hand side.
That's been their bread and butter.
Once again, they go to Hunter. Hunter has it, but they gets hit the last second, then a little, and Burris is the one who hits him, Corey.
Yeah, and that's twice for Javon Burris coming up and feeling like he's supposed to do from the safety spot. And that was good pressure by Xavier Chisholm up in Colin Anderson's face.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7.
And Jason, you mentioned up-tempo. As a coach, what are you trying to do when you go up-tempo?
You're trying to catch defenses and just vanilla stuff. Most of the time, when you're on the ball and you're shifting and lining up, 3 receivers of the field or doing it even 2-by-2, it doesn't give defensive coordinators enough time to, allow to try to get into their data that they broke down film all week. So usually, get a base front with it and, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So the Tigers go 5 wide, trying to get what they want. Malik Yoakum, though, runs the short route right across the 45, and the pass takes him out of bounds. So he can't go any further. Another stop. And the defense, and Jason, you talked about this. You say the defenses dominate in championship games. I don't know how you can get 2 teams score so many points like these 2 teams go, and then an offenses disappear in championship games.
Yeah, well, I mean, just looking at just Fullerton, the first couple series, Riverside was bringing pressure, putting 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, and whether they drop one or not, kind of depend on the situation. But, the last drive, I don't think they brought a blitz at all, and it was just playing back in coverage. So it's kind of like a chess game, going back and forth between the teams on when they're going to bring pressure. And then you have a package of plays for pressure, you have a package of plays for zone, and it's kind of piecing together, when and where you want to use those. And if you guess wrong, it gives the, if you have a man type of play called and they're in a zone coverage, it almost benefits the defense to be, in that defense. So, it's a chess match. That's why, these games are the way they are in championship football. Again, 6 guys in the line of scrimmage, man.
So we'll see the Hornets. Jordan Hoy brings him out. Chess game has started. They're going to throw to McNeil. McNeil goes out and catches it, comes back. Instead of initially heading upfield, he comes across. Too many times receivers don't go north and south, Corey, quick enough for a team.
Yeah, and that's smart play by DeAndre. They really like him to match up the physicalness that he has against the corners of Riverside. They're going to really look to match up. And here's where Christian Williams will pay dividends. They're working to the outside in this first quarter and right here in this first play in the second.
Jordan Hoy brings it back out again. Empty backfield.
That last play, they put their star receiver inside and gave him the ball on a quick out, and that's pretty much what we did in 2013 as Riverside. When they were in man, throw the ball up, and Jose Escobar did a great. Oh,
there's a Santi Wilder taking the seam with McNeil next to him too, and you had Jordan Hoy taking the inside receiver, but it looked like you had two players running the exact same route down the sideline.
And go back to that point you were going to make again with Jose Escobar.
Yeah, I memean, you have, quarterback like Jose, being our offensive player of the year that year, and, Eli Pleasant and the other guys that were on the team, giving guys one-on-one matchups. I mean, we came down with them, and that's why we were, successful.
2nd down and 10 for the Hornets, right at the 36. Jordan Hoy, again, is going to get hit, throws it up there. Jerome Gross goes, catches it. Jordan Hoy takes the hit, but I've got a football player next to me and a broadcaster to his right that says, hey, if you're going to get hit, you might as well complete a pass. The Hornets do. Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Gross comes out wide to the right. Of course, the Hornets have lost their big tight end, so Tanner Gill is now in there at tight end for the Hornets on the right-hand side. 3rd down and 4 for the Hornets. Jordan Hoy brings Riverside up, man-to-man. They're going to bring the pressure. They do bring the pressure. They hand it off there, and it's taken right there. And the initial tackle, and Corey, that's what they have done in the initial tackle. Phillip Butler, if he gives up, doesn't get the 1st down.
Yeah, you see him try to cut in, but there was help there from Nick Underwood. Nick Underwood's actually hit him and propelled him more forward as he kept his feet moving for the 1st down.
So the Hornets get a 1st down. Hewlett comes to the game along with Manny Weather, who was the big receiver last week in the slot for the Hornets. So Hewlett in the backfield. Jerome Gross goes out wide left. Asante Wilder next to him. Manny Weather inside him. McNeil one-on-one down here on the low side of the field. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets right at the 49. Manny Weather goes in motion. And they're going to get illegal procedure against the Hornets, so that'll back them up 5 yards.
Can't have pre-snap penalties also.
That's Delton Crandall, starting left guard all season. They've had the same starting unit to start every game this season.
And like you mentioned, Jordan taking a hit right there. I mean, that's what's going to happen in these type games. Defenses pick it up and bring pressure and do little tweaks and stuff with defensive line stunts, and quarterbacks are going to get hit. And that's what made Jose so good. That's what makes Jordan good. That's what makes Colin good. I mean, he's a great quarterback matchup.
There they go to McNeil. There's the matchup. McNeil spins off one. He gets Asante Wilder to throw a block. He pushes. The man-child just says to Riverside, I'm a grown-up. Get out of my way. I'm driving myself home. And this is a D1 receiver as you watch him.
He just spun off the block, one-on-one. Same type thing that Riverside took advantage of, in their last series, and, into the slot, bringing a guy outside, and safety can't come down fast enough.
Big 1st down. Where do you go? You go across the middle to McNeil again. That's overshot. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 right at the 28. If you go back and you looked at that, we're not going to see it again, but Asante Wilder makes the big block that helps him once he gets free. These receivers are not selfish receivers. They're willing, and I had a tight end that threw a lot of blocks for a running team. That's one thing as a receiver you've got to be able to do. Out wide to the right is going to be Gross. Asante Wilder in the slot. Walker out wide to the left. 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets at the 28. Riverside looks like they're coming up the middle. They back off. Here they come again. Pressure comes up. You run right there where the middle is blitzing at. Get a little gain on that, and Anthony Wood gets a gain of 3.
Offensive line just needs to stay on their blocks. They're doing okay with the point of attack, but it seems like they're stopping their feet, and the D linemen are just shedding off blocks and making a tackle for, 1 and 2 yard gains, and that ain't going to cut it.
11:33 to go. The Hornets still only up by 5. It's been defense all day long. Big 3rd down play. Marcus Grossman goes in motion from left to right. They're going to look for Marcus. They're going down deep, and we get a little pushing. Good no call. Excellent defense against Jerome Gross. And, of course, overshoot. We'll see what the Hornets decide to do here. Long field goal?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for a field goal. And, Mark, this is a different difference between regular season games and the championship games. It looks like they're going to go for a field goal. His longest on the season is 38 yards.
Looks like Windu is back, too.
So you spot it at the 31. You add on 10. It will be a 41-yard attempt. They run the fake to McNeil. He drops the ball, but there's a flag. And again,
tried the old Burns switcheroo.
Yeah, there's going to be an
Sleeper,
illegal
field goal.
shift and illegal substitution, whatever you want to call it. On that fourth down, they're going to decline it.
and what you got on that play, too, Johnny Carmack was told in practice on that. Make sure everybody gets set so it looks like a kick. Get up and take your time throwing the ball.
Yeah, they call it substitution infraction. It wasn't on Carmack. They call illegal substitution, and that's the penalty.
Well, what you have to do, too, is you can't step off the field and step back on.
No, he has to go. I mean, we've done this play for years, too, and it's the crazy part is referees take it into their hands to, you know, even out the playing field. If a player is checked in between the hashes, whether it's on a play or after a play, he's an eligible receiver. He can come and stand on the sidelines as long as no one's telling him and showing any deception. And that's what's happening. And, you know, go back and forth with arguments about that. But
So Riverside takes it over on the play. Anderson comes out, short arms the first one. Yeah, it's getting a little dark outside. It's getting a little windy outside. Could change what's going on in this 5-point game. Anderson comes up, needs to go to that big running back. If you're a Tiger fan, act in the backfield. Here comes the pressure. Anderson across the middle of the field, puts it on the numbers for Hunter. Hunter's got speed. Burris behind him. He's got to make the tackle. He doesn't. And Burris finally knocks him out of bounds, but Burris misses the initial tackle. You watch this, Jason,
again. Yep,
right across the
bringing
middle.
The guy outside and then just don't throwing two slants right to the middle of the field makes it easy for Colin to hit hands.
Allen now comes in the game. Hunter goes off the field. Herring now over on the right-hand side. Davis in the slot next to him. Out wide left is going to be Brown. Allen in the backfield. Big play for Riverside. Anderson goes back. He's going to flip it over here to Allen. Allen sidesteps, gets inside. It's going to get maybe a foot on the play. 10:36 to go. The Hornets 8. Riverside 3. Second down and 9. Anderson again with Allen in the backfield. Hornets take their time. Allen picks up the block. High floater over the middle. Lays out. What a beautiful catch by Yoakum.
And Deshaun Taylor, again, when they get these matchups against the safeties, they're using them to their advantage. Watch the replay here.
Simple sail pattern, you know, hitch inside and then or hitch by the outside guy, and the inside guy just runs kind of like a wide release, like a spray release vertical route. And, you know, when it's one-on-one coverage like that, give a guy a chance to make a play. And, you know, 8 times out of 10 he'll come down with it.
Herring and Yoakum out wide to the right. Allen in the backfield. They hand it off to Allen. Allen gets the edge. Refuses to get to the outside. Needs to run up the field. Doesn't run up the field. Nice defense by the Hornets.
You ain't going to go nowhere against either one of these defenses trying to run outside. Got to be patient in the backfield and wait for those big guys to open up holes for you.
Second and goal now at the 9. Riverside trying to take the lead. Maiden comes out wide to the left. Hunter's going to be in the slot on the left-hand side. Yoakum out to the right side with Herring outside of him. Octa, the running back, now in the game. Second and goal from the 10. The Hornets are going to come up. Here comes Anderson. Throws it over there. Gives it to Herring. Herring gets taken down short of the goal line.
Yeah, short of the goal line, and that tackle nicely made by Tim Gordon. So saves the touchdown on second down. Let's see what they do on third down. You think this is 4-down territory if you're Riverside.
Third and goal from the 3. So it's going to be at the 3. Maiden comes again out to the left. Hunter in the slot. Herring out wide to the right. Yoakum in the slot. Anderson is going to take it himself. Sidesteps, throws it up, gets knocked out of the air right at the last second as Malik Yoakum keeps moving to give his quarterback someone to throw to.
Yeah, and it was a good job of defense by Fullerton. And in the secondary, they wanted to come up to Who was that up front? That was Darius Hunter on the goal line against D'Angelo Ross. Ross undercut it, so Anderson has to go to the other side, and Yoakum couldn't come up with the catch.
He felt the pressure too. There's, look, the pocket was there. He has to be patient, wait for his guys to, beat their man in the goal line in the end zone.
So ball's going to be spotted at the 10. You add 10, it's a 20-yard attempt. Ball is spotted, kick is up, pitch shot, it's good. So Riverside inches a little closer with 8:44 to go here in the first half. That's right. It's Fullerton 8, Riverside 6. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Aren't we glad we didn't get to do a real pregame opening? We talked about all these points and how they were going to be on the board.
Well, it's good, and here's where Fullerton has to counter with the touchdown or any type of score. You need at least 3 on this drive to get your rhythm back from that second drive of the game that you hadn't scored that touchdown on.
Yep, that chess match continues. I was talking about it before where the first couple series Riverside was bringing pressure. The couple series before the last one, they were in zone, and, the series before that, they were bringing pressure, bringing 6 and going man across it. Be interesting to see if they come back to that speed option play or any of the crossing routes when they catch them in those type of defenses.
Julian Castro will kick off for the Tigers. That's right, we're in a 2-point game, 8-6. Grand slam and a couple triples in this game. Little pooch shot right in the middle of the field. Taken at the 30, down at the 35 as nobody signals for a fair catch. And Corey, that made everybody a little nervous out there as Sean McConnell says, I got it. I could hear us sort of breathing and going, hey guys, fair catch, except the tight end in the middle.
Oh no, you got a fair catch that. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's thinking he's going to make a play, but you're in that position to help block for your returners, not return anything for a good return there. I'm sure he's a great player, but a mistake there would be detrimental to your team. You got to fair catch the ball and make sure you get the offense on the field.
Justin Walker goes out wide to left. Asante Wilder in the slot. Jerome Gross comes out wide to the right with Grossman next to him and McNeil in the slot. Jordan Hoy, quick little throw right there. Walker can't pull it in. Incomplete pass. Second down and 10 at the 35.
And don't be surprised if you see that same play on the other side. That middle has been open. DeAndre McNeil had the safety on the previous possession for Fullerton. That ball was thrown a little bit high. Justin Walker, he gets a step. He's gone.
Second down and 10. Jordan Hoy looks over the side. Grossman, McNeil on the left. Asante Wilder, Walker on the right. Jordan Hoy looks over things. Riverside looks like they're bringing 4. That's all they bring. They go to McNeil. He steps back, hits one, stays on his feet, gets up to the 40, gain of 4. They're going to give him a spot of 5. It's going to bring up a third down of 5 yards.
There you go, 2 straight plays in a row. Fullerton comes out in an empty set. First one they bring 6, only have 5 guys to protect it. They're thinking the same thing. They run hitch routes, expecting man, and it's zone.
Anthony Wood now in the backfield. They hand it off to Anthony Wood. Anthony Wood gets up to the line. If they give him the line, it's a first down.
You gave it to him.
And you guys, that's the third down run they've gone to when it's been 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
They bring it up very quick. So up-tempo is what the Hornets are starting to do now. Riverside, they hand it off again. They're going to rock it on the right-hand side. Ball is down. The player was down. Now they're calling a fumble, but the ball was down.
No, well, Anthony Wood wasn't down. I don't think he
fell
was
on
down.
The guy that's hurt right there.
He wasn't down.
No, he fell on one of the defenders.
Yeah, and then the ball was coming out because you can see him going through the hole, reach back because the ball was coming loose. And Fullerton's lucky they called that down. And we can't see who the number is for the Tiger down, but so the young man is okay. Because when you look at these teams last week, Fullerton, they beat Ventura 48-42 to advance to this game. And it was a pretty game for about, 55 minutes, Mark?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it was like me picking up my real date at home and realizing, I'm not dating the girl I thought I was.
And Saddleback lost to Riverside, and that's why Riverside is in this game. Riverside beat him 49-38, but that was a real game.
That was a closer game than everybody. Yeah, that went back and forth too, and then Riverside pulled away, and that's I think if you're coaching staffs, and we've got a coach next to us, I think that's the thing that really bothers you in this game. If it's an 8-6 game, you know either one of these teams can put up 21 points quickly on the board as the Riverside player is slowly getting taken off.
That's Connor Sweeney, Mark, just being helped off with the help of his teammates.
Let's hope this young man isn't hurt. Let's hope they can just tape him up and he gets back on the field. So Anthony Wood in the backfield. Walker out wide to the right. Gross in the slot. Jerome Gross out wide to left. 2nd down and 7, right at the 48-yard line. Jordan Hoy trying to get it going, trying to warm up. Yeah, baby, it's cold outside. Here comes Riverside up the middle. Jordan Hoy sees that they're going to stay coverage there. They do. They bring all 3. Jordan Hoy says, let's run against it. He does.
You got to get out of that play. It's man coverage. You know, you can tell beforehand, no safeties deep. 2 linebackers are double A-gap blitz, and then there's one guy offset that's mirroring the running back.
So it's going to bring a gain of about 1.5. It's going to be a long 6 yards. 3rd and 6 at the 50. Jordan Hoy looking for the big play. The Hornets just hoping when they get a first down. Riverside backs off. Looks like they're going to come on the edges again. They do. They come on the edge. Throw it over there, and we get incomplete pass on the left side, and it looked like they were locked up on the left side when the ball was thrown.
Looked like, Mark. That was Tariq Lewis was there. He had him, and, yeah, that looked like a hole, but, hey, no call. Good defense by Tariq Lewis. If they don't call it, that's a good play.
That's a championship no call right there. I mean, the regular season, that's holding all day. You know, the corner did a great job jamming the receiver up, but the ball's in the air. You know, you got to let him go.
Malik Yoakum back deep for the Tigers. McGahee standing at the 35. No pressure, has a lot of time. Puts a little backspin. Yoakum's going to backpedal and take it right at the 12. So it's that chess game going on with 6:43 to go here in the first half. Well, nobody's got checkmate yet. It's the Hornets 8, the Tigers 6. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet USA.net. The clouds are moving in. The crowd is getting bundled. And everybody's getting ready for a long winter nap as halftime's right around the corner here on Sportsnet USA.net. No big plays yet defensively. A lot of solid plays defensively. We'll see what happens with the Tigers. Brown comes out wide to left. Yoakum in the slot with him. Left-hand side. Hunter out wide to the right. Anderson looking to go across the middle of the field. Gets it to Yoakum. D'Angelo Ross. One-on-one, and Yoakum gets a first down.
He thought he had help from Deshaun Taylor, but Deshaun Taylor moved up to take the slot on the opposite side of the field, and Anderson did a nice job of reading that Yoakum would have that inside position on Ross.
Brown comes out wide left. Davis in the slot on the left-hand side. Herring goes out wide to the right. Allen in the backfield. First down and 10 at the 35. They hand it off to Allen. Allen goes across the middle. Gets hit at the initial line of scrimmage, keeps moving, gain of 1 on the play.
Jermichael Moore there on the stop, big number 95.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 at the 36. The Tigers come out, no huddle offense. Once again, Brown out wide left. Anderson looking over the defense. The Hornets down 4. They don't bring anybody, just those 4 linemen. Anderson says, you're going to take off down the field? Yes, I can run. Slides right at the 45-yard line. And you look at Anderson, he's somebody else that can run for this team.
Yeah, he steps up in the pocket and realizes that the only one guy left in the box is the running back man and takes off. It's a nice first down.
Acta now in the backfield for the Tigers. First down and 10 at the 46. Tigers on the move again. Defense needs to come up with a big play. Down 4 linemen. No more pressure. They go to Anderson. Anderson gives it to Herring. Herring catches it, goes down, but a gain of 6 on the play.
Tim Gordon's one of the more sure tacklers for Fullerton on defense. He's a team's 2nd leading tackler from the cornerback position. He wasn't 1st or 2nd team all conference.
Brown comes out wide to the left. In the slot next to him is going to be Davis. Herring out wide to the right. Nice gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 right at the 41. The Hornets this time bring pressure. Anderson, short arms at seeing the pressure come after him. The ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Tyler Stepney, 58, put his big paw up there and makes that deflection because Yoakum, who was at Herring, was open on the outside.
3rd down. Herring stays out wide to the right. Hunter stays in the slot on the right-hand side. Maiden comes out wide to the left. 3rd down and 4. Anderson fakes Nocta, feels the pressure, throws it up all by himself as Herring touchdown.
Tim Gordon got caught looking in the backfield, waiting for Anderson to do something. Herring didn't stop on his route, and it was simple. You have the replay here, and Gordon just lets him go by, looking in the backfield, nothing you can do. They scored that way 3 times against Saddleback last week.
Yep, that was a setup play from earlier, giving the ball just straight to the running back out of the backfield. And, there's one guy that's responsible for deep coverage on that side. And he was, like you said, got caught with his eyes in the backfield trying to come up and make a play on 3rd down. And Anderson just let it fly.
So Riverside takes the lead here in the first half with 4:56 to go. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So the Tigers take the lead 13-8 with 4:56 to go. We talked to Phil Austin down the field, and Corey, it was sort of funny. You said to Phil, if you stay at home, you stay with your guys, you'll probably stay in the game. As soon as you let somebody go, it could be all over. Jason, you saw that on that play. That, once again, defensive back, so when there's a good running back, will have that tendency to, and it's the old cliche, they look in the backfield. I mean, what's really looking in the backfield as a defensive back?
Just looking to see if the quarterback's platform is up and he's ready to throw. Previous couple times, probably 4 or 5 times, Collins just throwing the ball, the running back straight out of the backfield and planted his foot in the ground. And that's pretty much what happened. He caught the ball and planted his foot in the ground, and it was a different type of route, kind of like running back in the flat, but he looked at him for a second and then, trying to come up. It was 3rd and 6, I believe. He wanted to come up and make a play, for a 4th down, causing them to either have to punt or a field goal try. But, you can't do that with guys running vertical down the field. You got to play deeper than the deepest.
So the Tigers take a 5-point lead. Ball gets blown off. A little rain coming down here. We got it on our windows. Ryan Osborn looking, saying, hey, wait a minute, guys, we're taking the camera out and there's rain coming down. Put that camera back there. Little squib kick down the middle of the field. McNeil drops it, picks it up, gets away from one, looks to stay on his feet, does stay on his feet, gets up to the 35. So you can see that the Tigers have a great deal of respect for special teams, but now here comes the rain. Will the field change? Will it tilt one direction or another just because of the elements? We'll find out here in the first half with 4:49 to go. Riverside's up by 5. Here's our weather tracker. Oh, the front is moving in. Corey Neyland, start building the ark. Here comes the rain. Jordan Hoy brings them out. 1st and 10 at the 35. Riverside says we'll play it straight. They're going to hand it straight up the middle. Pop Thomas gets hit. Gets a gain of 2 on the play. So Pop goes, as we can see the rain's coming down, hitting the glass here. The fans are trying to find a little cover on the inside. Corey Neyland's going to go take a walk in the rain because he thinks that's the right thing to do. Jordan Hoy looks over. 2nd down and 8. 3 down linemen. Riverside says in the rain, you've got time to find. Jordan Hoy's got a week and a day. And now just flips it out of bounds, and then we get holding thrown at the last second.
That looked late to me.
So it's holding against the Hornets, and they're going to call that on Mohammed Jefferson. So Jefferson's going to get called for holding. So big, you look at it, Jason, really 2 big plays down on roughing that gives Riverside a chance to stay in the game, and then Riverside finds a way to score. Now the Hornets get called for holding. The play's declined. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, and you're seeing a confident Riverside defense now take on a Hornet team that is getting shut down offensively in this first half. Jordan Hoy looks over, needs a first half. They creep up. They look like they're coming on the outside. Here they come under the delayed blitz. Going down the middle of the field, and Jordan Hoy throws it on the middle of the field, and there's nobody there. And now the rattle is on the baby carriage.
Yeah, I don't know why he got the ball out too soon. You know, he just kind of he's had a bunch of time back there in the pocket. I think he's gotten hit, you know, a couple of times. He wants to get the ball out, but you know, he had plenty of time on that one. It was kind of like a corner and up route that he didn't give time to develop, and just that's why there was no one there.
Malik Yoakum back deep for Riverside, right at the 21. McGahee has time. High spiral. Yoakum says, I'm going to catch it at the 20. He's going to take a knee at the 22. So Riverside feeling good. They're already giving a little chance over to that Hornet sideline here in the first half with 4 minutes to go. I got my weatherman, my timekeeper, my expert. Man, I tell you what, you know what? I got like a special program sitting next to me, and I don't even have to push a button or anything to make it work.
You're the special program.
Octa now in the backfield with the rain coming down. Riverside says, let's take advantage of this turf. Tries to get to the outside. Can't on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
And Xavier Chisholm there, again, he's having a pretty good first half. That's his 3rd tackle today.
Maiden comes out wide to the left. Yoakum in the slot on the left-hand side. Allen now in the game as a running back. Herring goes out wide to the right. Octa limps off the field. Anderson looks things over. 2nd down and 10 at the 22. Goes back, looks to go across the middle of the field. He does, gives it to Hunter. Hunter steps backwards and goes down, and because he takes himself backwards, that's where they're going to mark him at on the play. Gain of maybe a yard. It's 3rd down and 10.
Huge stop here for Fullerton if they can get it on 3rd down. If Riverside gets this 3rd down, they go into halftime with a chance to score and really have Fullerton thinking going into halftime for the 3rd quarter.
Maiden and Yoakum out wide to left, Herring out wide to the right with Hunter in the slot. The Hornets are going to come. Anderson feels the pressure. Anderson gets taken down and sacked on the play.
Here's a replay. Watch Jamal Scott come from the right side, number 36 on your screen. There was just no way he was going to be stopped. Allen too late. Anderson goes down.
Yeah, they just brought 5 guys right there and had a guy accounting for the running back right there, and got in there and got calling down.
2:36 to go. Remember that Riverside kicked off, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. Octa now comes back in, limped off the field initially. He's back again. The Hornets look like they're going to bring a little pressure. They do. Octa off the side of the foot, trying to catch it, taking it there. Manny Weather up the middle, look at the outside, staying on his feet. Manny Weather may make it. Manny Weather keeps going. Does it go down? Touchdown Hornets. Manny Weather, no flag.
Justin Manny Weather, he goes almost 50 yards. Here's the replay at the end as he's tripped up barely and stays on his feet. Touchdown Fullerton. We've got an injured referee on the field. Couldn't see after that replay where the referee went down, but let's hope the guy's okay because he is not moving. So Justin Manyweather puts Fullerton in the lead 14-13, but the real thing is the official down on the ground in the rain. We'll see, and hopefully he's okay.
And Corey's got Juan Cuevas over there, and I can tell you one thing. If you're going to get, Jason, if you're going to get hurt, the best trainer, and I always say one of the best trainers in the United States, definitely the best trainer in California. You can't have anybody better than, if you're hurt right now, having Juan by your side, looking at the situation.
And he sets himself apart, Juan does, by preparing his students for every different type of scenario. I mean, at practice, they're out there practicing, doing C-spine rolls for head trauma or neck trauma. He prepares his athletic trainers well.
Corey, the wind is picked up. You can see it with the referee's pants down on the field. Ryan Osborn. There's Ryan Osborn.
There you go, Ryan. What you got down there for us?
Ryan, need the microphone. Ryan saying, wait a minute, it's wet down here, guys.
Ryan says, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
And, Corey, it is coming down right now, to say the least. And
the head linesman is up.
And he's moving.
Yes.
Big play by Manny Weather. Jason, he didn't allow it to hit the ground. He came up to the ball, picked it up like a third baseman, looking to flip it to second, found an opening, and then give it to the rest of the team. Nobody gave up blocking for him on that play.
Yeah, he had a convoy, and anytime they're in special teams, you guys to go down and get on a guy, but it's hard to understand that you got to get going towards your goal line to establish blocks for those big returns. If you just stay on your block and make contact with somebody, they're going to eventually come off, and Fullerton did a great job running down and bringing the convoy in.
And there's a flag on the play. It's going to be roughing or running into the kicker afterward as Carmack is getting up early or getting up late. And so it's 15-13 in mark. We saw Justin Manningweather run one back against OCC, got it called back. This one, no flags, excellent coverage.
Yeah, and the thing is, all three of us, you, Jason, and I, the first thing we all looked for was a flag because we thought, wait a minute, but a huge return because Riverside had seized that magical word in sports, momentum. The defense was stifling the offense for the Hornets, and everybody sort of went, uh-oh, we're in trouble, and Manningweather comes through with a big special team play with 2:03 to go. So at 2:03 to go here in the first half, the inclement weather is going down. No, this isn't California. We're in Michigan, North Dakota, Montana. No, we're in Southern California with 2:03 to go. It's the Hornets 15. The Tigers 13 here in the Southern California Championship on Sportsnet, USA.net. Big return. And the crowd all of a sudden got warm too as umbrellas are popping up all over this stadium. So we'll see now if the Hornets special teams and the defense can keep that Hornet team on top with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Tight formation. Burris now goes out wide. Bigfoot taken at the 3. Ball gets bobbled. Looking to go the outside. There's an opening. The Hornets have to stay there. They stay at home. And good play because you almost could feel maybe that one little breakaway. And now it's up to Brian Crooks' defense to make a stop.
Xavier Chisholm again on the stop.
1:55 exactly to go.
It's usually Riverside's bread and butter right here, the up-tempo. See how Crooksy handles it right here.
Brown comes out wide left. Malik Yoakum in the slot. Hand it off. Giving it to Allen. Allen looking to go. Allen gets hit by 4 or 5. And when you make those defensive plays, that's got to be made by Jamal Scott, who comes up and makes the defensive tackle.
Yeah, he made the sack on the last defensive possession. Taj Jones, the near side number 37, is in as well. He's in for Tim Gordon.
Burris back deep defensively. Can't let anybody get behind him, especially on this wet turf. Brown outside once again. Anderson looks and sees if the Hornets are coming. They don't. They're going to hand it off again, this time to Allen. Allen gets taken down, and you're looking for a possible timeout with 1:12 to go.
I think they're content with the lead right here of 2. They just want to get a stop. That was JaMychal Moore on the stop. I know, Jason, you're saying call a timeout. You want more points.
Well, it's 3rd down and 10, and maybe if you stop Riverside here now, you don't want to give Riverside any more time on the clock with the weather being bad.
Yeah, you could look at it either way. I mean, it's probably best with the weather coming in and how Riverside's defense has been successful, and Riverside's just doing 3 straight run plays here to get out of the half. Now Tim calls the timeout. Okay, get the ball. Yeah, 41 seconds left.
And if he wouldn't have called a timeout, you'd have had to say, Jason, you can't jump out the window with the headsets on. You'll take everything with you. But, Jason, one of the things is, too, because Riverside could get that big 3rd down play, you stop the clock, you give them a little more time.
Yep.
Now with 41 seconds to go, if you make an initial big play, then you use a timeout. If you get nothing, you still will end up having to lead going in at halftime when it looked like Riverside was feeling pretty good about themselves before this first half ended.
And I'm not familiar, but I mean, I don't think that that Riverside has an all-world punter. Isn't it just one of their skill guys?
It's just the running back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you should have a good return here.
He averages 36 yards so far. And,
That's
of course,
pretty
you look who do you got back there? Well, hey, if I got one, maybe I can get two in Mr. Manyweather. Herring comes out as a gunner here on the left-hand side. Hornets look like they may want to come, trying to get. Here comes the pressure. Octa gets it off. Manyweather says it's going to take a bounce. I'm getting away from it. And it rolls back and gets down with 33 seconds to go. Well, Jordan Hoy may have enough just to put it up as deep as he can, as far as he can.
I think you're hoping that, let's see, your running back gets to the second level and breaks a tackle. You're hoping for a 55-yard run.
If they don't run the ball right here, they'll be. If they go and try to score, there should be 4 or 5 plays to go down there and at least try to get a field goal.
Jordan Hoy comes
all
out.
3 timeouts.
Gross goes wide to left. Grossman in the slot. McNeil with him on the left-hand side. Walker out wide to the right. Asante Wilder, Mighty Mouse in the slot on the right-hand side. Jordan Hoy goes back. Has time. Finds Mighty Mouse. Throws it to Mighty Mouse. He gets knocked out of bounds.
Fullerton comes out in their empty package to try to get Riverside to show their hand on what they're doing. Last time they were in zone, but you can bet if they try to bring up that 6th guy on the rush, they're going to let it fly.
Jordan Hoy gets ready. 3 down linemen, delayed little blitz, goes across the middle of the field, short arms it, and this is once again where Jeff Hoy says every once in a while, my son gets a little overconfident and figures his arm is so strong he doesn't have to step into it. Corey has said every time you see a pick, it's off that back foot. And Jordan Hoy short arms that one. It's now 3rd down, 25 seconds to go. 3rd down and 7.
It looked like he was indecisive on what he wanted to do with the ball.
This time, going to hand it straight off the middle. Right there, Wood stays on his feet, goes down at the 35, timeout by the Hornets. 19 seconds to go, big running play up the middle.
Yeah, and still have 1 timeout so you can still work the sidelines, or if you get enough yardage, go down the middle, hopefully breaks the tackle, gets to the end zone. If not, call that timeout. Maybe bring in your field goal unit. Try to get that lead of 2 up to 5.
Anthony Wood, who averages 6.1 yards a carry, one of the leaders in yards per carry for this Hornet team. When you look at him, Pop Thomas, 5.8, Phillip Butler, 5.4, Jared Hewlett, the low man on the totem pole, with almost 5 yards a carry here on SportsNetUSA.net. So no longer at LA Valley, you're over at San Bernardino now as the head coach.
Yep, went ahead and made the jump. Got a great opportunity to go over to San Bernardino Valley and try to keep things going. They've been doing great over there, and just had a coaching carousel. Coach Emerson had left and took the job at Orange Coast, and then Coach Ship went back to Golden West, and it was a great opportunity for me to go and make the move.
So the Hornets go 5 wide with 19 seconds. Jordan Hoy's got to fling it up. He does. He flings it up in the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. So looking for Asante Wilder, 15.5 seconds. 2nd down.
And that's what you want right there. Empty formation, and they brought 6 guys, and you saw the either defensive end or linebacker to RCC sideline. Coming scot-free, and, you want to give it up to your receivers. Looks like they're going to do something very similar right here.
So once again, Riverside looks like they're coming on the corner. They bring their linebacker on the outside. Now here they come once again. Jordan Hoy throws it up in the middle of the field, looking and incomplete. And it's sort of interesting because you watch Walker running down the field, and you almost feel like somebody's got a hold of the back of his pants running down the field. Jason and I sort of looked at each other as Mosley just had a little tug there. Incomplete pass. It brings up a 3rd down and 10 at the 35 with 11 seconds to go here in the first half. That's right. 15-13 here on SportsNetUSA.net. The Hornets up by 2. Jordan Hoy. They back off. Now they're going to come on the outside one more time. The pressure has worked. They bring the pressure again. Jordan Hoy looks to go in the middle, and we get a bump in the middle of the field. Non-catchable pass, incomplete pass, good, no flag by the official. So 4th and 10 with 7 seconds to go.
If he steps into one of these passes, Mark, just one.
He hasn't done it on any of them.
No.
It's hard when you have 6 big, beastly defensive linemen coming at you too, and just try to get something into it, because you step into one of those throws, your momentum's going to go forward right into those guys. So.
I mean, like right there?
Yep.
And just throws it a little too far on Jerome Gross. And now Riverside says, well, with a half a second.
They ran the ball 3 straight times last time. I don't think they're going to be.
So it looks like we're going to get ready to go to half, where the Hornets should be up by 2. There's a half a second to go. Here in the first half, Riverside comes out. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 35. They will start the second half off getting the football. As Anderson brings them out, they're going to mark it down at the 35. Maiden in the slot on the left-hand side. They're going to run it right there. The Hornets make the initial stop, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. As we come to the end of the first half, oh, baby, it's a good one. It's the Hornets 15, the Tigers 13. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. The wet Ryan Osborn running down the field as fast as he can, and we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be back with you with more Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net.
We just had a lot of young guys on the field and kind of worked through their mistakes, and it was fun season though. Fun season watching these guys develop, and they're going to be really good the next 2 years.
Is there any game that you felt you wanted to have back?
Oh yeah, we ended up 2-8, like I said, but we could have possibly won 6 to 7 games. Our first 2 games of the year were battles. Came down to the very last play, we lost. We had San Bernardino Valley by the ropes, about to score with about 8 seconds left, and didn't punch it in. Anaheim was a tough game. We were right there. We lost 20-13. But all those games, we were in them right there to the very end, and we just that experience kind of helped us, lose the game. So.
How do you feel you guys did in conference, or in league, I should say?
Well, in league, like I said, Anaheim was a heartbreaker. That was our first game of the year. And then, we go 0-1, and then we go right to San Bernardino Valley, and we lose 21-14. We're right there again. So really easily, we could have been 2-0. Then we beat Century, beat Savannah, and we could have very easily played Catella for the league title, but Catella was above and beyond everybody in our league. They were, we played them 100 times. They probably beat us 100 times with that team. So,
is there anybody that you see returning that you feel could have a good season next year?
Well, yeah. We have a few juniors, and like I said, 8 sophomores started. One in particular is a running back. His name's Akir Lingham. He was our starting running back, starting outside linebacker. The second play of the year, he snapped his finger in half. So he didn't come out on defense. He played defense, but he just didn't carry the ball until about 6 weeks later. And he had about 400 yards the last 3-4 games. So he had a couple multiple 100-yard games, and the kid's a beast, man. Kid's a beast. So Akir Lingham definitely is going to be one to watch next year.
How did you get into coaching?
Well, it's been in my family. My uncle was the head football coach at Kennedy High School in La Palma. And, I grew up going to his games, and I watched Coach Deep out here. He coaches for Fullerton now. He was the tight end, just overall stud on the Kennedy teams. I remember as a young boy. And as I got done playing, I played at Golden West Junior College. And after I got done, really didn't have anything else to do. And I went over to Cyprus, coached with my buddy. And then 2 years later, I went to Kennedy. I was there for 13 years. And then my job brought me to Magnolia, which I was been the head coach for 7 years now, and a special education teacher.
What's your favorite part of coaching?
Just the kids, the interacting with the kids. Practices suck. I played them. Everybody hates them. We work these kids very hard, and just to see these kids do it in the games and be so into it and just give everything. I mean, the kids I've had for 7 years, we've been beaten bad a few times. We have not quit in any game. And that's what I just love, watching these guys just overcome kind of the odds. We're not the greatest football school. We don't get the best athletes, but what we have is a special thing. So,
when you talk about the kids, you were telling me just before we went on the air that you went and visited visited one of your former players who's now playing for Houston, the Houston Texans. What's it feel like to be able to see guys go on like that?
Man, it's a special thing, man. That kid, he was just a worker, and every practice, every play, everything he did at Kennedy High School was just full speed. And you knew he had something different. And he got a ride to Oregon, and we got to follow him to Oregon and watch him play for the Ducks. And then, undrafted free agent, latched on with the Texans, and he's been 5 years in as a special teams, backup safety. He gets to play on 3rd and longs a lot. He's always in the game. It's a special thing to watch him play. He earned everything. He's such a good boy, so he earned everything he's got. I'm so proud of him.
Well, thank you, Coach. We look forward to seeing you next season.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. We'll send it back up to you guys in the booth. It's getting more windy and more rain is starting to fall on us here. Really quickly, I talked to Coach Juan, or to head athletic trainer Juan Cuevas, guys. He said it's up to the players. They have to make sure that they keep their limbs nice and warm. Back up to you guys in the booth.
As Ed's going to put the camera up here, and we're going to get a shot wide of it as Fullerton comes back on the field. So the Hornets getting there. And, guys, Jason, it's going to be, as we got rain on our windows, Jason, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in this half as easy ups and big wide umbrellas are going up. As that's right, Riverside down by 2 here on Sportsnet USA.net. It's the Hornets 15, the Tigers 13 as we get ready for the second half of the Southern California playoffs here on Sportsnet USA.net. Ed Ford, Jason Vandiver, Corey Neyland floating around out there, Ryan Osborn trying to stay dry, wrapping everything up, Juan Cuevas looking at it. So let's get ready for a second half of football on Sportsnet USA.net. Riverside's going to take the kickoff to start this second half as the Hornets are up by 2 on a very unusual climate weather day here on Sportsnet USA.net. Ed Ford over there. Back deep for Riverside is going to be Craig Lee. Looks like he's back deep right now. Lights are on. Crowd is sparse, but you can expect that as we get ready for an exciting second half. Whoever wins goes to the state championship. Whoever loses will blame it on the weather. Deep kick, taken right at the goal line. Looking to go to the outside, gets taken down. So the Hornet defense comes up to make the stop here as we start the second half. It's the Hornets 15, the Tigers 13 on Sportsnet USA.net. Like we said, only 3 penalties in this game, all against the Hornets in the first half. None on Riverside. Fullerton, 14 minutes and 44 seconds of possession. Riverside, 15 minutes and 16 seconds. So you might as well call it a draw. Anderson brings him out. Looks over at the sideline. See what the turf is like. You may want to go deep on this first play. Going to run it right up the middle. Outside, hit the line of scrimmage. Gets a gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Riverside. Out wide, the left is going to be Brown. Herring out wide to the right with Hunter in the slot on the right-hand side. Yoakum comes down to the left. 2nd down and 6 for Riverside, right at the 21. Anderson looks over the defense. Hornets come. Ball goes down to the ground. Anderson gets up, throws it up, finds it. Ball gets tipped out of the air. So good defense as they try to go to Herring. Herring can't get it. Ball goes down quick, and Tim Gordon was all over Herring like paint on a wall. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers. Brown in the slot. Yoakum on the left-hand side. Herring out wide to the right. Hunter in the slot. Big 3rd down play to start this second half. Fullerton going man-to-man defense. Once again, Anderson fields it, going deep, trying to throw it, and overshoots Yoakum. So you look at it right now. as Yoakum has it overthrown. And Jason, the defense does, on a soggy defensive field, does what you'd like them to do, 3 and out against Riverside.
Yep, they go ahead and come out of the half and shut them down. Only give them 5 yards. Kind of looks very similar to our defense this year. Don't want to brag very much because the record doesn't indicate. We had the #1 statistical defense in the state with I think 70 yards rushing allowed. I think the Riverside allowed, we were second in one category. I think it was points allowed, and Riverside was first there. But Coach Lawler and his staff did a great job for us last year. But yeah, it was a great job by the Hornet defense.
So the ball's going to be taken at the 47. Jordan Hoy brings him out. Jerome Gross goes out wide to the right. Marcus Grossman in the slot on the right-hand side. McNeil inside him. Asante Wilder out wide to left. Walker to the far side of the field. Jordan Hoy, empty backfield. Here they come. Pump fakes. Goes to McNeil. McNeil is covered and gets it batted away as Smith is all over McNeil on a little delay. You didn't like that call, did you?
I mean, it's they haven't had very much success, putting McNeil inside at slot with doing that. They want to see the matchups, but I mean, they haven't sent him deep at all. Looks like Hoy missed the guy down the field because they bid on that short pass right there.
Wood now comes in at running back. Gross still over here. Out wide to the right. Grossman in the slot on the right-hand side. Quickly come to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 at the 47. They're going to run it right up the middle. Woods got an opening at the 40. Stays on his feet. 1st down for the Hornets. They move the chain by staying on the ground. So the Hornets run on a soggy field, and Wood gets a 1st down on the play.
Hopefully
Coach
10. Waters at halftime went in there and told the offensive line group, you're doing a good job at the point of attack now. Now just stay on your blocks. Don't let those guys just shut off. Came up with the big 1st down run right there.
So they're going to run it again. This time they go to the right side. Once again, a missed tackle. Wood refuses to go down. Off tackle on the left, off tackle on the right. That's power running by the Hornets.
Yeah, they just went man up. And, with those RPOs that Coach Campbell likes to run, just handed it off right there. Guys inside. Looks like Riverside is bringing their double A gap. Pressure, going man.
1st down and 10 for the Hornets. Right at the 15, Jordan Hoy waits to see if Riverside moves defensively. Looks over the sideline. Gets a sign from the sideline. Stays with the same original call. Goes back, goes up deep. Marcus Grossman, and Marcus Grossman gets the flag, and you sort of wonder if Grossman doesn't sell the pass interference against the Tigers.
Yeah, man coverage. Same thing what we saw, Riverside do earlier with the sail concept with the outside receiver doing a hitch and the #2 guy kind of running a wide release fade right there. I mean, I like to see, they're in man right here, and they're all within 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. Just run some, quick slant, rub route, something like that, or hand the ball off.
So with 12:57 to go, the Hornets get the penalty. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2. Jordan Hoy looks over the defense. Riverside coming on the corners. Jordan Hoy this time runs the option himself, stays on his feet, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, can't get it in the end zone. So Hoy on a quarterback keeper doesn't get it in. It's going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the 3. The Hornets bring in what they call the jumbo package. Isaiah Jackson comes in at quarterback, and immediately Riverside counters with their group for the jumbo package. Wood, the deep back. We get a flag.
It looks like they weren't set right there. Oh, it was delay again.
Delay a game against the Hornets.
Substitution.
So it's going to move it back 5 yards. So you move them back 5 yards with the penalty with 12:26 to go. Here in the 2nd half, they bring Jordan Hoy back into the game. So Dr. J comes out. Hoy stays in. Riverside counters defensively with that. Robert Huffman goes out wide left. Marcus Grossman in the slot on the left-hand side. Walker out wide to the right. Pop Thomas, the running back. They hand it off to Pop. Pop drops the ball. It comes out, and Riverside comes up with it as Pop Thomas fumbles the ball away.
I do not like that call right there. You got to try to get the ball up inside. I mean, I know they weren't successful on that last play up the middle, but I mean, you can't run a stretch play inside the 5-yard line. Can't turn the ball over. Well, that's the most important thing, especially down there. I mean, you got to come away with points in a game like this. You know, Fullerton only leading by 2 points now.
So Riverside gets the big turnover, only trailing by 2, 15-13. Anderson brings them out. Acta, the running back, back in the game. Out wide left is going to be Maiden. They go out, look to go deep. Anderson going deep down the middle of the field. Tim Gordon turns on it, knocks it away. Gordon with a big defensive play for the Hornets at the last second. Tim Gordon doing a great job on man coverage.
Yep, right there. You know, first play coming out, they wanted to take a shot, and Fullerton brought a couple guys extra off the edge, and they just wanted to throw the ball up, and the great play by the defensive back right there.
2nd down and 10. Herring out wide to the right. Hunter in the slot on the right-hand side. Maiden out wide to left. Acta now goes from left to right. 2nd down and 10. Anderson looking to go over to Maiden. Throws a back shoulder to Maiden. Maiden gets taken out of bounds at the 23. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
It's about 2. About a yard. Yeah, about 2.
Maiden comes out wide to left. Herring goes out wide to the right. Hunter in the slot on the right-hand side. Acta, the running back. They're down at 2. Hand it off to him. Looks to turn the corner. He gets the block in the corner. Steps out of bounds. 1st down. Nice block on the outside there by Maiden. Just enough to set him free for Riverside. Brown comes out wide to left. Out with Brown is Davis on the left-hand side. Anderson looking to keep things moving. The defense gets the big turnover for Riverside. 1st down and 10 at the 30. Anderson goes back, runs a little delay. Now has to take it down himself. Steps out of bounds, gets a block, and Anderson gets knocked out of bounds at the 40, and then they throw a flag against the Hornets. So another penalty against the Hornets in this game, number 5. Riverside's got 1. The Hornets have 5 so far in the game.
Can't make mistakes like that.
So moves it all the way down to the 45. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Jordan Hoy yelling at the players on the sideline. I think there's a lack of emotion. Maybe the water's gotten to him. It's slogged him down some way. We'll see if that happens. Anderson comes out now. Allen, the running back. Frazic, the up back. Right off a tackle on the right-hand side. Allen looks over. Anderson, 1st down and 10 at the 45. The Tigers trying to be on the move. Fake it to Hunter. They go back. Anderson is in his feet, throws it forward, and it'll be an incomplete pass as Anderson flips it forward, and they call it incomplete. Heads-up football by Anderson at quarterback for Riverside.
Yeah, you got to be careful in situations like that, though. That could very easily could have been ruled a fumble. Kind of underhand toss that.
Allen in the backfield. 2nd down and 10 at the 45. The Tigers feeling the rain at them. So does everybody. Fullerton comes up, backs off. Now they go man-to-man. They're going to stay loose on the left-hand side, playing tight on the right-hand side. Anderson looking to go that direction. Ball in the air, up, knocked away at the last second. So it should have been there, should have caught. But Jones, who made the big interception against Ventura last week that maybe turned the game around, is there defensively for the Hornets.
Yep, one of those ones where it just kind of slipped through his hands. The receiver should come up with that when you get both hands on the ball, but the contact with the defender and the ground caused it to come out of those hands.
Herring and Hunter go out wide to the right. The big tight end, Hughes, over on the right-hand side. Out wide left is going to be Brown. 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers, right at the 45. Fullerton needs to make a defensive stop. They're bringing the house on this one. Anderson flips it up and flips it to an offensive lineman. So he flipped it to, and he was not a receiver, and that's who he flips it to, so it should be a flag. Am I right or not?
It should be a flag, yeah. I understand he was shoveling it to his running back, but his offensive lineman grabbed it. And he stayed down for a duration of time. He has to come out for one play. That needs to be, yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah, the lineman for Riverside caught the ball. No flag on the play, and there's the flag now.
Yeah.
So I think the officials had to talk to each other, make sure the man didn't declare himself eligible in any way or form. And that's what we get. Loss of down. So it's actually an ineligible touch or a receiver downfield is what they're going to call. You get a loss of down on that one. And you get a penalty. It's almost like intentionally grounding the football.
Mm-hmm.
So the defense makes sure Riverside can't move down the field. We're at 10:19 to go. The Hornets are up by 2. It's 15-13 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Yeah, the Hornets got lucky on that drive with Riverside dropping 2 balls. Could have put the Tigers in great field position down inside the 20, but a couple drop passes because of the wet weather, forcing them to punt.
Acta gets it off, little knuckleball. Fair catch called for right there at the 28. So with 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter, well, it's a nail biter here at Shapell Stadium. It's the Hornets 15, the Tigers 13. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. The delay was because of the weather. Yeah, big rain front moved in here on Shapell Stadium. Lightning was talked about. We had a 30-minute delay. So if you're now watching this on Sportsnet, USA.net, and you're wondering, wait a minute, this game's going a long time. Well, that's it. Well, what happened to all the cameras? Well, everybody got taken off the roof, off the field because of the weather. It's 1st down and 10 for the Hornets that are out on the field now on Sportsnet, USA.net. Jordan Hoy drops it, keeps it himself, falls forward, gives himself up at the 35, gain of 7. Smart heads-up play on a bobbled snap by Jordan Hoy. 2nd down for the Hornets. Right at the 33. McNeil in the slot. Here on the left-hand side. Man-to-man coverage now. Riverside jumps. Now they go back. Jordan Hoy's looking for time. He's got time to throw. He's going to take off. Still has time to throw. Says to Asante Wilder, go down the field. And Asante Wilder felt like his jersey was held on to. No call on the play.
His jersey, his shoulder pads, everything was held on to on that play. I don't know where again, championship games, the referees don't want to, make those calls to bail guys out. But that's the 2nd time where they've had a hold of the Fullerton receivers and haven't thrown the flag.
3rd down and 5 for the Hornets. McNeil in the slot. Asante Wilder out wide to the right. Grossman goes in motion for left to right. They all flood. Grossman floods the side, stays on his feet, falls forward. It all depends where he goes out of bounds. Where they mark it, if it's enough for a 1st down, it's a 1st down for the Hornets. So 1st down for the Hornets at the 39. Chains will move.
How you doing?
Jordan Hoy looks over the defense. The Tigers come up. Once again, McNeil, Asante Wilder, and Grossman out wide to the right. Jerome Gross out wide to the left. Big 1st down. Jordan Hoy taking his time. Hewlett in the backfield. Hornets moved the ball, couldn't get in. Jordan Hoy's got time. Going deep. McNeil all by himself. Oh! Yeah, that's right. All by himself. Oh, he had the VW idling, the surfboards in the back, and he forgot to put his trunks on and had to go back home. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets.
They ran the same exact play, getting the ball in the flat multiple times. I mean, I've even seen it on film a couple times, and sending the receiver out to stock block and go, and they just missed. Jordan just missed that throw right there.
2nd down. Running straight up the middle. Looking to go to the outside. Hewlett tries to cut. Ball comes out after he hits the ground. Down by contact at the 45. Corey Neyland, you missed it. The Hornets had an opportunity to score. They fumbled the ball with Pop Thomas running. My coach to my right said, wrong call at the wrong time. You shouldn't have done that. Riverside dodges a bullet, but now the Hornets trying to move again. They missed another one with McNeil wide open. They go to McNeil, who goes back. He's not going to get the 1st down. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And where are they going to mark him out at? They're going to mark him out as a loss on the play. So the Hornets are stumbling and bumbling their way down the field.
Yeah, that was the same exact play right there on the 3rd down play. They just went out and actually ran his little receiver screen and, sent an offensive tackle out there to try to get guys blocked. And, just you make one of those on those type plays, you make one guy miss and it can be a big play, and then you have the the fake off of it. So
Malik Yoakum back deep for the Tigers, waiting high end over end to Yoakum. He's going to take that fair catch. He does, goes down and gets it. They're going to down it right there.
They need to give Anthony Wood the ball more. I mean, the kid has 5 yards of carry on 10 carries in the first half. He had a great run right there.
Well, I got back, and Jason, the one time Jordan Hoy steps into a throw, he overthrows DeAndre McNeil, and, man, that would have been huge to get that score there.
Yeah, I heard Chip Kelly say a long time ago, you got to play the game with emotion and don't let emotion play with you. He was fired up on the sidelines on that last Riverside possession, and I think he just got too over-emotional and let the juice flow too much.
Anderson comes back, going to throw it out quickly to Hunter in the flat. Burris hits him first. Ball comes out, and the Hornets are saying they've got it. Burris hit him. Ball came out. They're going to have to rule that, and we'll see. Hornets say they've got it. We're waiting for the officials. Boy, you'll know who's got it in a second.
I think a Riverside player snuck underneath because the Fullerton player was right there to get it.
There's a long wait. The Hornets dance. They say they got it. And so the Hornets, who gave up a turnover, now get a turnover from Riverside as Hunter got smothered.
And that's Jovan Burris who comes up with the ball. He was there first. I thought I saw a Riverside lineman come up underneath them and try to snake it out, but Jovan Burris comes up with a huge play.
So the Hornets now even out the turnover battle here in the second half, and now they need to do something with it. Guys, I'm going to tell you, you got to get points on the board now, or Riverside is going to be feeling sweet.
Let me rephrase that. You need a touchdown here.
1st down and 10 for the Hornets at the 21. Jordan Hoy looks things over. Hands it straight up the middle. Hewlett follows the running back, gets across the 20, gain of 2 on the play. Now, guys, they have been running trick plays. I don't know if you want to do it here in the rain where you have to flip the ball. Gross comes out wide to the right. Asante Wilder in the slot. Manny Weather on the right-hand side. McNeil far to the left. They run away from the pressure. Jordan Hoy, middle of the field. Asante Wilder, Mighty Mouse, pulls it down at the 2. All 5'7", the slot man who was big last week, shows you that he's actually 6'4" in a 5'7" body. Come back up, quick line of scrimmage. Jordan Hoy's going to hand it off. Hewlett straight up the middle. Touchdown, Hornets!
Yep, that's a great way to put points on the board and answer right there. Come out and have the bad things happen. Having Riverside march down the field in the replay and just hand them the ball right up the middle and scoots right in.
Corey, I'm going to go back to you because Asante Wilder and the slot receivers were huge last week against Ventura. Jason has said the mismatches have been there. Mismatch on that one, and Asante climbs the ladder. He likes to talk. He's putting his money where his mouth is today for the Hornets.
Yeah, huge catch at a guy from Mansfield, Ohio. And again, he went up high, caught that on his fingertips, and brought that in.
Yeah, it looked like it was almost going to go through his hands, but they ran the, roll out, sprint out pass play with the guy in the flat, and the 10, 12-yard out came open and made a great catch.
And you look at Aguilar and Johnny Carmack and their center Mohammed. Tell you what, these guys have not missed an extra point, Jason, the entire year. He has set school records. When you got three guys, somebody that's hiking the football, somebody who's setting the football, and a kicker, usually you're going to miss one extra point. They've now got 74 in a row, which is pretty unbelievable.
I think you could look at it the other way now with, you're usually going to add on that point. Like our for instance, just in my circumstance, our kicker, I mean, he would have made every attempt that he tried if it wasn't for, interior guys either missing on a block or slipping or something like that. But, I mean, kickers nowadays, they practice it all the time. When you have someone automatic like that, it's definitely a great weapon to have, because we kind of struggled with that. One of our games, we missed an extra point and lost the game by an extra point. So, it's great to have a good kicker and snapper and holder in those situations.
Hunter's going to backpedal. Hunter's going to take it at the goal line. Looking to go up the middle. He's got the speed, gets hit, runs into a brick wall, and Burris is the one once again in that brick wall that makes the tackle. And you look at Burris, the way he's playing. Javon Burris is the one.
Smacked that kid. Oh, boy. Did a great job getting off the block right there and then sticking his face in there. A lot of the times returners are taught just to hit it and run full speed and trust your guys blocking for you, but you run into the potential of taking a big hit like that if somebody gets off a block or misses a block. So we'll see how Anderson and the Tigers come down to try to respond.
Maiden and Myokin go out wide to the left. Herring goes in motion now on this side. They're going to flip it over here, giving it to Allen. Allen's trying to get outside. Can't get more than 5 on the plate. And there's a little shoving now starting to pick up in this Riverside game and create something to watch. Jamal Scott's getting a little testy down on the field.
And I think that's going to favor Riverside if that does happen with these penalties, because Fullerton has all the momentum. They can't have anything squash that.
Fullerton's got all the penalties except for one in this game. 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. Anderson trying to find an answer, wants to answer again, goes back, flips it over there, goes to Hunter. Hunter takes it in the inside, gets a 1st down. So Hunter's moving the chains, and I got a coach sitting up to me wiping his brow.
Well, it looks like the Fullerton defense, if I'm wrong, Jason, didn't want to come up and try to get beat by Hunter. He just played the safe route, let his teammates come and help.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. You come down and cover that slot receiver, within 5 or 6 yards, and he's going to, they're going to call a play and try to run by you and, open the wrong way.
So Acta thinks the play is coming over to the left. Anderson turns to the right thinking it's going the other direction. Miscommunication. 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. So the Hornets getting a little break there. Brown comes out wide left. Hunter's going to be in the slot on the left-hand side. Herring goes out wide to the right. 2nd down and 10 at the 45. Acta, the running back, goes from left to right. Anderson goes back. He's going to throw it over to Hunter. Does. Hunter puts it on the ground. Incomplete pass. Didn't have control of the ball and make a football move with it.
It's like he wanted to run before he catches the ball, and Taj Jones was there to pick it up if it had been a fumble, but Deshaun Taylor was there to make the stop.
3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. Brown comes out wide left. Corey, when we get a chance, I'm going to let you reset the defense for the Hornets if this continues. If not, we'll do it next time out. We get motion by Hunter. So, Corey, go ahead and set that defense for the Hornets if you can.
Up front, Montre Bonner, number 91, near side. JaMichael Moore, 95, you have there. And it looks like on that far side, Tyler Stepney, 58. And in the linebacker, Xavier Chisholm, 32. Jamal Scott, 36 on your screen. Justin Parcells running back in there, 43. Near side, Taj Jones, 37. Far side, Tim Gordon, 38. In the slot, nickelback, D'Angelo Ross, number 3. Javon Burris, 5, and Deshaun Taylor, 21.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 15 at the 40. Anderson looks things over. Got a little motion by Hunter, who got a little over anxious in the slot on the right-hand side. The Hornets back up. Anderson feels the pressure, throws the middle of the field. There is nobody home, so everybody's going back because dinner will be delayed. 4th down for the Tigers with 5:10 to go. It's the Hornets 22, the Tigers 13. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, and the coach sitting next to me, Mr. Jason Vandiver, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Manny Weather, back deep. Acta, the punter. Defense, wet weather, they're coming. He gets it off the side of his foot. It's going to take a bounce in favor of the Tigers as it slowly rolls downhill and gets down at the 18. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets at the 18. 5 minutes to go. It's the Hornets 22, the Tigers 13. Don't forget, all our games are made possible by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Looking for that newer used car? Maybe you just need that car that you want to get for that graduate coming up. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim.
Go see Paul Schulte, the man.
There you go. You hear it right here. Jordan Hoyt comes on out. 1st down and 10. Hand it right up the middle. Riverside's right there as Hewlett doesn't get much of anything on the play as a running back. So Hewlett gets stopped right there.
I want to point out the great series by Fullerton's defense right there, putting them in those in that third and forever situation and making plays and causing Riverside to panic a little bit and just get the ball out.
Jerome Gross goes out wide to the left. Asante Wilder in the slot. Manny Weather next to him. McNeil down here on the low side of the field. One-on-one coverage. Riverside comes up. Jordan Hoyt gets him to back off. Here they come. Hoyt's got to get rid of it. He looks for McNeil. Overshoots McNeil. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Hornets. So McNeil has that ball a little too high. They stay in the same formation. McNeil down wide to the right. Gross on the left-hand side. Asante Wilder with him. Big 3rd down play for the Hornets here with 4 minutes to go. Riverside walks up, backs off, then they walk up on the opposite side. Here come the linebackers. Jordan Hoyt trying to play cat and mouse with him. He says, let's run a little delay. They do. But the Hornets only get a couple yards. So the Tiger defense now does what Jason says you need to do in a championship game, is play the type of football you've never played before defensively.
Yep, right there, Fullerton goes down and scores a touchdown right there. It kind of starts putting the game out of reach, but now, Riverside forcing Fullerton to punt. They'll get, okay field position, see if they can answer.
Yoakum back deep. He'll stand at the 38-yard line. Malik Yoakum waiting for it. End over end. Yoakum starts to come up. It's going to take a bounce. Going to kick sideways. Now gives the Hornets a little breathing room. Yoakum walks away as it settles down right at the 34 like a sleeping baby on a cold Saturday afternoon here in Yorba Linda. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. The Hornets are up with 3:28 to go, 22-13 on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, Jason Vandiver, Ryan Osborn down in the field just trying to stay warm here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Anderson brings him out. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Right at the 33. Looks to go back. Wants to go back. Does. Throws it to Herring. Herring gets taken out of bounds. And you've said it about Gordon. The best tackler in the defensive backs out there?
Yes, he is. He's very sure, second on the team in tackles. And again, they got beat once in the first half. Right now, they're keeping everything in front. That's what you want to do. Make Riverside keep playing until they make a mistake.
2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. Once again, Anderson goes up, going down the middle of the field. It's one-on-one. Oh! Talk about a beautiful pass to Herring.
Never mind.
It happens.
Right there.
Replay.
Yeah, Anderson just steps up and lets put some air under that ball, like unlike the last couple that he's thrown. He's just chucked them. Now he puts a little air under the ball and allows the receiver to run underneath it for a big play.
So Fullerton brought people on the blitz, and that time the safeties had to come up and take the inside receivers. And Herring again He had 2 long touchdowns last week against Saddleback.
Again, it's all the chess match. You know, like we've seen for the most part of the game, you know, Anderson's been dealing the ball to the inside slot receivers, you know, moving the chains down the field. And, you know, you run that and you have those safeties bite up.
So the ball will get spotted. Little bobble. Kick is up. And the kick is good. We're at the 3-minute mark in the third quarter of a rain-delayed championship game. And guess what, guys? I feel like we're just starting all over. It's the Hornets 22, the Tigers 20. You're watching Fullerton College Football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Want to thank one other sponsor. Hey, the guy sitting next to me, Jason Vandiver, says, I love their burgers. I love their fries. Head over to Islands after this game on State College in Brea. That's right. Hopefully we're all going over there to celebrate an upcoming state championship here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
A Hawaiian for me with cheddar fries, please.
If you're listening over there, can you make that to go? He'll be coming over right at the end of the game, so we know you're watching here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So Riverside answers the bell. The Hornets rang it, they answered it, and we're back at 2. Just a lot of time off the clock with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter on a cold vacation day here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
I noticed, you know, defensive backs coach Phil Austin down there talking to Daniel Robinson, you know, saying it's all right. You know, it's all right. You're playing a great game, had a couple pass breakups, and don't let that one play, you know, determine this game's far from over. 3 minutes to your left in the third quarter.
Well, and if you're the Hornets too, you still got the lead.
Yep.
I beat you by 30 or I beat you by 1. I beat you. I don't really care. I just want the victory. Little skitter down the middle of the field. Takes a nice hop for Manyweather. He's already got 1. Looking to go up the middle. Gets taken down across the 30 at the 33. Good field position for the Hornets. And now it's up to Jordan Hoy. His wide receivers, his offensive line, his running backs to sustain a drive to take that 9-point lead again over Riverside. Corey, when you get a chance, I know you'll set that defense for that Riverside Tiger team.
Okay.
Jerome Gross goes out wide to left. Asante Wilder in the slot. McNeil out wide to the right. Hornets up by 2. Jordan Hoy, shotgun formation. Goes back. Has time to throw. He throws to McNeil. McNeil has it with one hand. Can't get the other one on it.
Because
another drop.
Defensive back had a hand on his shoulder and couldn't bring that over. That was LaDory Mosley, and the rest of that defense is set. Mackenzie Lewis, Michael White, Melvin Johnson up front. We've also seen Deshaun Fortune, who's actually in there right now, with Nick Underwood, Rico Maiden. And we'll get to the secondary in just a moment.
So that's the second time. Seen a little clutching and grabbing going on. No flag so far. The officials are letting them play the game. 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. They run the option play. Jordan Hoy pitches it late. Gets an initial block. Hewlett stays on his feet, refuses to go down. An excellent run by Hewlett on that one.
And an excellent play by Jordan Hoy because the end read that perfectly. Lewis read it. Hoy pitches at the last minute, pick up a good first down. Also in the secondary, Kahani Smith, going along with Tariq Lewis and Rasmussen.
Run it up the middle. Hewlett gets a gain of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 at the 48. We're still here in the third quarter. Like I said, if you're just tuning in now, it's been a very close to the chest played game today. Riverside's had 2 beautiful long passing plays. The Hornets have been methodical moving down the field. Jordan Hoy not putting it up the way he has, but we'll see if he can with 2nd down and 8 right at the 48. Looks to go back. Looks over the middle of the field. Throws it to Marcus Grossman, who needs a block. McNeil gives him 1, and Grossman cuts back inside. And Marcus Grossman gets up for it. And watch McNeil, gentlemen, as he sees it and says, "You're mine." and lays a shoulder onto the defensive player of Riverside.
And that was the man who made the play last time against McNeil one-on-one, brought that shoulder back to make a good defensive play, and it was a good, clean block. He was just concentrating on Grossman. Let's hope the young man's okay. Just maybe got the wind knocked out of him, Jace?
Yeah, that's one of those situations. Got the wind knocked out of you. You as a defender, you're going and expecting to make a tackle, and you got your eyes fixed on the ball carrier, and somebody, that you peeked at him a second ago. He's sitting there, standing there blocking the corner, and then decides to turn back inside and get another block. I think it's a great job by Coach Campbell and the chess match that Mark talked about the option play, going back to it the last time, and then realizing that the Tigers were blitzing everybody up the middle, and replace throw it on the slant right up the middle.
Santi Wilder goes out wide left in the slot. Jerome Gross outside of him. Grossman, who just made the catch in the slot on the left-hand side. McNeil again, one-on-one, down low on the right-hand side. Jordan Hoy, first down and 10 at the 30. They run it again to Hewlett. Hewlett cuts the outside, stays on his feet, shakes one, shakes two, touchdown, Mr. Hewlett.
And last week against Ventura, they ran the exact same play up the middle. Here's Hewlett there. He gets attacked one-on-one against the safety, just whiffs. Then is strong enough out of Lorton, Virginia, to ramble on that 29 yards. Same exact play they scored 17 yards on last week.
Yep, you got the guard tackle pulling right there, and it's kind of a counteraction with the option play to that field side defensive end. Take a step at him and then hand the ball underneath on the counter and just fit it up there inside on the A gap and go one-on-one with safeties. That's what we look for as offensive coaches.
Carmack sets it, and Aguilar puts it through to keep his record perfect for points after here on Sportsnet, USA.net, with 1:38 to go. Here in the third quarter, well, Coach Vandiver, they came back with that important 7 points to take a 9-point lead. And Jason, I'm going to ask you as a head coach, both sides. For the Hornets, it's huge, right?
Yeah, it's definitely big to put points on the board, especially after their defense had 2 great stops, previously to that scoring drive. It's good to not have to go 3 and out like they did on the drive before that and punt the ball back to a dangerous Tigers team, because we saw what happened, when they did have the ball. And the game's far from over, but it's a, great job going down and answering with Riverside's touchdown.
And you think with both teams playing in the rain, they've gotten used to it by now. That last pass by Riverside goes over 50 yards. That run by Fullerton, both teams are looking more comfortable on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, this reminds me of my time in Corvallis. It's like drizzling right now. It's not really raining, and you definitely can do some things.
Corvallis. You know what? There you go, too. And you get somebody who's smart enough that says, fair catch. You just kicked it, because if I got to catch it, I don't want to get hit by anybody, and that's what Noah Gutierrez does. Signal that fair catch. Okay, defensive-wise now, you've been burned on long passes. If you're Tim Burns, guys, does it bother you or not bother you, and just keep doing what you're doing?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yep, you got to keep doing what you're doing. Just like you guys said, it's it's one play, and like I mentioned, Coach Austin talking up to Richardson or Robinson, I'm sorry, and telling him, it's all right. We still need you to go out and make plays in the game. So just shake it off.
Herring and Hunter out wide to the right. Anderson goes in that direction, has Act in front of it, throws it over there. Taken by Herring. Herring gets knocked out of bounds after a gain of 5 on the play.
And Yoakum was open. That's because Deshaun Taylor slipped on the cut, and the ball was already in the air to Mayberry. What's his name?
Mayberry.
Herring.
Wait a minute. Andy? 2nd down and 5. Now, Riverside changes personnel. Hunter comes out of the game. Into the game now is going to be Hughes, the big tight end. So they change things up just a little on a 2nd down and makeable for Riverside. The rain is subsiding. Things are clearing out. Acta goes from left to right. Anderson looks it over, goes back, wants a throw over here. Throws over there. Incomplete, and I heard it behind me. Somebody said pick, Corey. It was there.
As a coach on the offense, what are you thinking when that ball is thrown?
You don't have time to think. You're just hoping that it hits the ground. The DB read it perfectly. You got to watch out, though. Those things set up the hitch and goes, and both Hornet defenders jumped on those hitch routes really quick. So got to keep your eyes on that.
3rd down and 3. Once again, Anderson goes back, has time to throw, going deep over the middle of the field. And this one, you go up, and the ball is knocked away. It was there. And the defender, once again, Phil Austin's defender waited for it, but there's a flag on the field. It's going to be against Riverside.
Roughing against Riverside's tight end, 84 there. Kind of played a little bit through the echo of the whistle there.
So that's Taj Jones again making big plays. Remember, Mark, he came up with that huge interception against Ventura when they were closing in on Fullerton. And many of the coaches said that was the biggest play of the game last week.
That's one thing I don't understand, too. If a defensive player's helmet gets taken off by a hands to the face or some type of penalty like that, he still falls under the rule. He has to come out for a play. I mean, it's, potentially a big 3rd down here, or turn into a 4th down. So, if it was, 1st or 2nd down, that would have been advantage to Riverside.
So Manny Weathers going to go back. Good defensive play. Penalty against Riverside. They're 2nd of the game. Not many in this game. The officials are letting both teams play. So if you're a fan of this game, neither team has had an advantage because of any flags thrown by the officials yet in this game. Acta will stand at the 2. Manny Weather creeps up to the 50. You're looking for a decent return if you're the Hornets. You're up by 9. You'd love to get in the position of being up by 16, crawling into that 4th quarter. Acta, don't want to rough him, gets it off the side of the foot. Manny Weather's going to watch it go spiraling out of bounds, and it looked like we'll see where they're going to mark it at. At the 40-yard line, the Hornets start with decent field position here on SportsNetUSA.net. 40 seconds to go. And then we'll be around for that never breath-holding, well, no, in my case it will be breath-holding 4th quarter here on SportsNetUSA.net. McNeil goes out wide to the left. Gross comes out wide to the right. Asante Wilder with him. Marcus Grossman in the slot on the right-hand side. 1st down and 10. The 40. Jordan Hoy. Not spectacular, but so far good enough here in this game today against Riverside. They bring the pressure up the middle. The Hornets run with Hewlett right up the middle. Stays on his feet, and Hewlett is just running to daylight today.
Emil Graves is down on that play, holding his arm. So Jared Hewlett had 117 yards rushing last week and 1 touchdown. This week, 29-yard touchdown last time, 12 here.
Yeah, when Fullerton had that had offensive lineman pulling around the corner, some coaches teach that technique to just take guys out and take them low, and he tried to get lower and realized that he was going to take out his legs and kind of had that impact with the shoulder there.
And that's Emil Graves. He was a unanimous first-team all-conference player. He's the right guard, so with him out, at least for this play, next couple plays, that's going to bring in Matthew Hanau, who's came into this season highly rated. They said he was going to have a big game, and he's really been the substitute on this offensive line for this team. So, Mark, you looking for the all-conference team?
I am looking for my all-conference team.
This
As a matter of fact, it's right there.
I want to bring up that, this is the type of game, a championship game needs to be, referees letting the game be decided out on the field. And, it's good to see, the young man get up and hopefully just, rub some dirt in it and get back out there.
And as a fan, I tend to like the referees letting them play like this. You love, especially in the championship games, you just don't want that one call at the end to
decide it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because we get used to, referees trying to implement themselves.
1st down and 10 at the 29. Jordan Hoy rolls away from pressure, says, I'm going to throw it to Marcus Grossman, who catches it, sidestep, stays on his feet, gets knocked out of bounds. Love this young man. He is one of the nicest young men you could meet. Met him with Dr. James R. Payne. We walked out on the field. Jimmy talked to him about education. He loves being at Fullerton because it is his second chance as a college athlete. 1st down and 10 at the 15. The Hornets feel the mojo. Jordan Hoy goes back shoulder pass, overshoots it against McNeil. He had him.
And Jason, you see that line. You see 10 guys on the line of scrimmage. Here's where your tight end would come in huge with just a look in over the middle. if you see that look again.
Yeah, I mean, Riverside's been doing, consistently putting 6 or 7 guys on the line of scrimmage and playing man coverage across, and that's definitely something. Safety usually guards tight end there, get his eyes in the backfield.
2nd down and 10. Jordan Hoy feels them coming up. Once again, looks over in McNeil's direction. Riverside brings them. They're coming up. They try to counter. They counter a touchdown. Hey, wait a minute. Somebody was just slithery for the Hornets out there.
That's the replay on inside zone, right? I mean, all it is inside zone play, and hand the ball off, and someone comes in that's not wrapping up. That's if a kid wraps up right there, it's a 1 or 2 yard gain. But you get a strong runner like that running through the line of scrimmage, it's going to be hard to take him down.
Jason, he was slithery, and if you pick up Corey Neyland's book of definitions over at the Fullerton College bookstore, you can find out the definition of slithery for a running back.
Slivery. S-L-I-V-E-R-Y. Slivery.
Oh, slivery.
Yeah, he's very elusive out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than splitting in two.
Is that it?
Not
is that like covering yourself in soap and sliding through the door when you've been locked out of the house?
No,
not that I've ever done that.
But he could be as slivery as he wants. The defensive end wraps up right there. It's a 2 yard gain.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, we'll take it.
But it's awesome. Yeah, it's a great. But that's the acceleration through the hole. You look for with running backs.
So as we get on the board with 5.7 seconds to go as we head to the 4th quarter, it's the Hornets 36, the Tigers 20. You're watching, listening, hopefully you're still there, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, head coach of San Bernardino Valley. Jason Vandiver, I hope you still have that job once you get off the air with us here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Isn't that just crazy to say?
What, that you're a head coach?
Yeah.
Well, we won't comment on that one. We know you too well.
Appreciate it.
The Hornets did what they had to do, and they're doing it not in the arm of Jordan Hoy, but on the feet of a good group of running backs.
And Coach Campbell's been telling this all season long. When we have to run the ball, we'll be able to run it when the time comes.
So the Hornets up by 16. Pooch shot for the sidelines. Once again, the Gutierrez gets it, falls out of bounds. As he signals for a fair catch, it'll be 1st and 10 for Riverside with 5.7
right
seconds
there, but
to
if
go.
that ball goes out of bounds, you get to get better field position.
But Jason, you can't take that chance. I mean,
exactly.
all of a sudden it hits in and kicks towards a Hornet. They get it. Then everybody's asking you what to do.
Yeah.
As Ryan Osborn has now made it up from the rain-soaked turf of the field. Anderson brings them out. The Tigers are still close. They're only down by 2 scores. Anderson says, let me pump fake. It goes down for a sack. Mr. Neyland, the defensive line, does it again.
Montre Bonner with 10.5 sacks on the season. That's why he's all conference. Bonner, big sack at the end of the 4th.
So we head to the 4th quarter. It's the Hornets 36, the Tigers 20 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Want to thank all our sponsors. Miller Toyota of Anaheim. New or used Toyota. Maybe you just need to get that Toyota detailed. Maybe you just want to get that 3-for-1 deal. They got a special going on for changing oil right now. Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports community college sports, high school sports, most of all education. We're hoping that Jason's Burger's ready over at Islands. We don't know yet. But if it isn't, make sure you bring it to us here on sports@usa.net. And for everybody that follows us on Twitter, Corey Neyland, hopefully they're all listening to us from around the nation.
Yeah, and everybody, you can hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, at SportsNetUSA and at SportsNetUSA. SportsNetUSA.net. Hit us up. Let us know you're watching the game. When you're not here, everybody in Lorton, Virginia, your boy Gerald Hewlett's having a big game today with at least 1 touchdown already. We just want to thank everybody for listening. And Tom Duff, I know you can't be here today. I know you're listening now. It's much appreciated for all you do for Sportsnet and the Fullerton College program.
The man, Tom Duff.
2nd down and 14. Anderson looking for something. Gets sidesteps one, can't get away. Looks to go the outside. He gets taken down again. Gets a gain of 1, almost had another sack by defense.
Dominic Sanchez gets the pressure up the middle, and they don't give him a sack. You're right, they give him a gain of 1. But again, good pressure downfield and coverage, and 1 score. That other game up north is a final. American River 15, Butte 9. Butte scored 9 points in the 1st quarter. American River scored 15 in the 4th, and they took the win, they'll be coming down to Southern California in 2 weeks.
Dwayne Woods out there, and we know that Dwayne Woods family came down here to watch this game. They're feeling good from the sidelines. Anderson looking across the middle. Dwayne Wood misses that. Is it going to be short? Do they give him the first down? He looks like he's going to get the first on the mark. And my two partners to my right said, boy, that's an awfully nice spot. And then we get a flag on who?
Tyler Stepney.
Once again.
You knew he was good for one 15-yard penalty.
So Tyler Stepney gives Riverside, and every time Riverside's gotten one of these, give it to Riverside. They have taken advantage of the additional 15 yards.
Well, you knew he was going to get one today. That was a foregone conclusion. But like Brian Crook said, the team that plays less stupid is going to win the game. And you can't be that stupid.
So first down and 10 across midfield as they move right now. Anderson looking good. The defense needs to come up with that magical turnover if they've got it in their boots again. Once again, Anderson field. There's a big hole down the middle. Ball goes up. Oh, they call an interference call, and they have called nothing against Riverside for grabs and holds. They called that one against the Hornets.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, they got bailed out with that call. Ball was underthrown. But you know, if a defensive back doesn't turn and look for the ball, he has no idea where it's at. I mean, it's
but again, there was no contact on the play, though. I mean, there was no contact. You don't have to turn your head in a college game.
That's true.
And so there was not catchable. There was no contact. That should not be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, there's no such.
Coming up short should be a part of the uncatchable part of that rule. You know. Got to look at it.
Yeah, Corey, you're right. No face guarding in college football. You can see it in the pro game.
But like you always say, oh, well, next play, step up.
Doesn't matter. I mean, the flag's thrown, and if you're Fullerton, you have to say to yourself, even if you think you're being snake bit, play on.
And if I'm Riverside, I go deep again.
Oh, yeah. I don't change things up, and they do, Corey. They're going to go right across the middle. Ball's out, incomplete pass. As they try to go across the middle, and they try to go to Davis. Davis doesn't pull it in. Davis isn't one of the regulars that's out there. So Herring's down here on the far right. Hunter's on the far left. Two of their better receivers are on the field. Look for Herring right now, but you look who Herring's matched against. D'Angelo Ross.
They're going to go for the height advantage.
In the slot on the left-hand side, well, I tell you what, Malik Yoakum is up against Burris. We'll see if they come to the right, Corey, if they do. No, they're going to the other direction. The ball, incomplete pass. And do you notice how they're staying away from D'Angelo Ross and from Burris when they play man-to-man against a receiver?
Well, Javon Burris has had an excellent game, and D'Angelo Ross, you just like the way he plays because he's going to be physical. Tosh Jones on the coverage on the other side.
So it brings up a third down and 10 for Riverside. Now I feel like this is four-down territory.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Try to get a couple, maybe one of the inside receiver hitch routes that have been successful for him, coming up, or maybe a hitch and go.
Anderson goes back, ball comes on the ground, feels it come up. Now he's got to run for his life. He got to come up, throws it up there, out of bounds. Should have kept it himself. Ran with the football, picked up two, chooses to throw it, brings up a fourth down and 10. For the Tigers. We're in the fourth quarter. It's the Hornets 36, the Tigers 20.
Yeah, Anderson saw Chisholm, barreling down on him and just kind of sailed the ball. You got to complete those on in those situations.
Herring comes out wide to the right. Yoakum in the slot on the right-hand side. Hunter out wide to the left. Maiden outside of him on the left-hand side. Allen the running back. Third down and 10. Fourth and 10. They had a third on the field. They come up the middle, turn it up, throwing it out, incomplete pass, and the defense stops them. First down for the Hornets.
And they got it at the last minute. They put fourth down. So Fullerton's defense, again, steps up, does a good job. And, again, looks like Colin Anderson rushed that throw just a little bit, didn't feel comfortable in the pocket.
Yep, they got, they've been getting to him, hitting them a little, can be a little late to some eyes, but that drive, I mean, there was 30 yards in penalties, and for the Hornet defense to overcome that was a great feat for them.
So the Hornets up by 16 here in the fourth quarter with 13:40 to go. McNeil goes out wide to the right. Gross comes out down to the left. Grossman in the slot. The running game has been the answer. Jordan Hoy brings him out. First down and 10 at the 32. Hoy looks things over. Hewlett says, give it to me because, guys, I refuse to go down, and finally does after a gain of 7 on the play. So Hewlett continues to run the ball well. Jordan Hoy brings him out. Looks over at the sidelines. They want to keep the tempo going. Riverside's trying to react to it. Can't find an answer. Jordan Hoy takes his time, looks over. Riverside walks it back. One man back deep, 10 in the box for the Tigers. Jordan Hoy once again says, let's just go again. Hewlett says, I got to the outside. Needs to come behind the block. Gets it, just gets taken down by shoelaces across the 50.
Yeah, like I mentioned, going into, coming out of half, I mean, they just hand the ball up inside zone, and look at that drive off the ball by number 56 of Fullerton, and they're on the ball again. Same 6 guys at the line.
Jordan Hoy brings him up. Hewlett's still in the backfield. They've stuck with him. Gross, Asante, Wilder, and Grossman out wide to the left. McNeil out wide to the right. First down and 10 at the 47 for the Hornets. Jordan Hoy looks things over. This time he runs the yellow option play. Hewlett should have been taken down for a loss. He looked at everybody and said, excuse me, I dropped my sandwich. Now that I got it, I'm late for class. Let me get 2 yards.
And Jason mentioned number 56, Nathan Trent, that O-line. Marshall Levins, left to right. Levins, Hanow, Trent, Graves back in there, and Jefferson.
Second down and 9 for the Hornets, right at the 47. Jordan Hoy hasn't had to throw it. We'll see if he fakes it here and puts it up to McNeil. They walk 11 up in the box for Riverside. He says, well, Mr. Pavlovich, you want me to throw it? I'll throw it for Jerome Gross, who had his arm held on running down the sideline. My coach is saying, no, he puts in a little dip. He's not worried about it. Corey Neyland saying a little good play. I'm not quite sure either of you guys see well at your ages.
Yeah, that's just a good defensive play. And that was, who was that? Hill?
It's like me covering up your microphone trying to do play-by-play, bud. How hard is it going to be able to do that?
You can't do it.
Whoa, yeah, there's no way. You need to pot down the man in the middle right about now. Jordan Hoy, third down and 9. Looking over. Riverside comes up. He's got time. Throws over the middle of the field. Caught by Grossman. And this is why.
Incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had it.
I know. I did too.
Watch the replay here. As Hoy again, back-footed.
No, hit the ground.
Nah, that bounced.
Yeah, hit the ground.
Boy, just comes up a little short. But the Hornets change the balance of the field. They get across midfield. They make Riverside.
And unofficially, 300 rushing yards for Fullerton in this game so far.
So the Hornets up by 16 with a lot of time to play. We're at the 12-minute mark. McGahee, high, floater. Yoakum says, I'm going to take it. The Hornets need to get to it. They can't get to it as it goes in the end zone for a touchback. So with the Hornets up by 16, it'll be brought out to the 20 with 12 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, guys, get ready. It's going to be a wild and bumpy ride as the Hornets are going to try and hold on to 16 to get to the state championships here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, Jason Vandiver looking around the room. Ryan Osborn, the LA Valley announcer down at the other end of the. That's right, LA Valley. You can stay down there here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Get a little motion against Riverside. So get a little flinch on that Riverside offensive line.
Going the wrong way.
Go ahead, Mark. Say that
So
name.
we got Ramsey, Badeau, Bland.
And the guy that moved. Go ahead.
Which one is that?
76.
That's right. He moved. Anderson brings him back out. First down and 15. I was always taught to watch the action on the field. Allen goes from left to right. Anderson goes back. He's going to throw it over here to Herring. Herring says, oh, Mr. Ross, one-on-one. And D'Angelo Ross says, I'm up high to knock the ball away.
6'5" against 5'10". 5'10" wins. That's why he was all conference. He wasn't even unanimously selected as all conference.
Yeah, I could say it unanimously. That guy moved. That might have been his last name.
I'm going to pot both you guys down.
Second down to 15. Anderson steps away, goes down. Ball comes out.
He was down. Yeah, either way, Riverside gets it. Tyler Stepney gets the stop. He was down by contact. It shouldn't be a fumble. Riverside came up with it anyway.
No fumble. No sack on the play because he made a yard. Third down. Well, they're calling it a sack down that way.
Okay, give Tyler Stepney number 8.5.
Okay. So Anderson with Allen in the backfield with him. Herring comes out wide to the right. Yoakum in the slot on the right-hand side. Hunter out wide to the left. Big third down and 15 for Riverside. Anderson has got time. Throws it over. Oh! Talk about an interception. And, Corey, you always talked about it, Coach. You're sitting next to me. Look at the shaking head. That's why you're a defensive back. You can't catch the ball.
Here's the thing. Fullerton catches a break because they manhandled Yoakum coming off the line of scrimmage. They just threw him down. It should have been a hold. And Todd Jones doesn't come up with that pick. He was looking end zone.
So Manyweather will stand at the 50. And, Jason, the officials have allowed both teams to play very physical against the receivers. No flags for an advantage for either team in this game.
Yeah, there's been, the refs done a great job. I always, said that the officiating gets better, through these championship games. And you can kind of beg to differ during the normal, during the regular season as the Tigers give Fullerton great field position, going inside the, it looks like inside the 30-yard line.
It's a 15-yard kick, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Acta shanked it.
Yeah.
And the running back is the kicker for Riverside.
But he's not completely healthy. He
got hurt today, too.
Yeah, because he came in with an ankle injury into this game last week against Saddleback, this game, and got injured here again.
So we talked about the 2013 team, and the only comparison you could say is the 2013 team in this game would end it now by scoring a touchdown.
Yes, because they would score, and that defense would lock it down. This team, they need to score a touchdown and continue to play.
And we would get all of those receivers off of the field and put big dudes in and go 22 personnel. But, that's just as good.
Jordan Hoy keeps it, takes him himself, gain of 7 on the play.
Because one of the most iconic series or drives, I've seen in all the years that we've seen football was in 2013 when Fullerton got about the 10-yard line, and they ran 15 straight running plays, ended with the Ryan Bird touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Second down and 2 for the Hornets. Right at the 22. They hand it off to Hewlett. Hewlett gets hit, refuses to go down, does go down. It's going to bring up a third down and 2. And, guys, now I'm going to put it back at you, Corey, first. If they don't make this.
I'm going 6. You need touchdowns. They're field goal, you're not going to kick a field goal in this weather. The long is 38, and you haven't shown the trust all season going 30 longer than 35 yards. You go for it here on fourth down. You need touchdowns against Riverside.
Third down and 2. Let's see if they need to go on that fourth down play. Jordan Hoy gets a little motion from Riverside. Stops. They change the play at the line of scrimmage. He lets the offensive know what they're doing. Hewlett walks up 2 feet. Big third down. Jordan Hoy goes across the middle of the field. Incomplete pass to McNeil.
Right there.
Yeah, that was it because he had him on the slant pattern. He also had Hewlett on the outside. But when you got McNeil, Mark, on the inside, that wide open, you got to hit him. What you say?
They're coming in for the field goal.
Yeah,
well, that's because Aguilar is going to hit this one.
Yeah, you hit hands right there. You walk into the end zone, but, field goal try is all right.
It will be a 40-yard attempt. 39, 40. I'm not going to split hairs over a quarter.
This is where that snap, hold, and kick comes into play. You can't have a misfortune that way.
Kick is up. The kick is good from 40 yards away. Maybe it was 41.
Would have been good from 51 on that kick. That was the best field goal kick he's had all season long. He was true, just like his brother in 2013 setting records. Mr. Aguilar does the same thing in 2016.
And what's very important to both you gentlemen is before it was a 16-point lead, 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points that they make. They're tied at 16. Now it's a 3-score football game for Riverside against the Hornets.
Well, you saw what Ventura did against when they needed 3, 4, 5 scores against Fullerton. They cut that lead to 6 in a heartbeat.
Do you think this defense hasn't been reminded of that?
Well, let's hope, though.
By Brian Crooks. Don't forget next week, no football game, but on the 10th, if the Hornets move on, we will have the championship game here on SportsNetUSA.net. So Aguilar, looking sweeter every day. Little pooch kick, going for the corner. Gutierrez has got this play down. It goes up. I stick up my arm, fair catch at the 30-yard line. So Gutierrez calls for a fair catch at the 31. We're at the 9-minute, 48 seconds here in the fourth quarter.
So everyone in Poteet, Mesquite, Texas, in Rockwall, Texas, Lorton, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, Corona, California. Thank you for listening to SportsNetUSA.net and Fullerton College football.
First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 32. Anderson brings them out. Looking for the big play, wants to not use the clock. Looks at Allen coming out of the backfield, gives it Allen. Allen gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. Jamal Scott there, making sure he goes no place.
Yeah, and Taj Jones was there as well. You got to like Taj Jones, the way he comes in for Tim Gordon and played well. Now his helmet comes out, and here comes Tim Gordon.
So it's a loss of 2 on the play, second down and 12. Herring comes out wide to the right. Davis in the slot on the right-hand side. Out wide to the left is going to be Yoakum. Outside him is going to be Brown. Anderson in the backfield. Big second down to 13. Anderson fakes it Allen. Anderson steps up, going deep down the middle of the field. Overshoots the receiver right down there as Brown cannot run underneath it on double coverage.
Tigers got some fast wide receivers on their team. They just run under everything. Anderson is just off rhythm. Last week we saw the tape against Saddleback. He was more on rhythm last week and hitting those guys before he got hurt.
Yeah, but Fullerton's bringing more pressure than Saddleback brought on him last week.
True. Now they're in the nickel package. Dwayne Wood now from Smyrna, Florida.
Third down. Anderson runs a little delay. Throws it over there. Picked! Touchdown, Hornets!
Taj Jones there. He got his makeup pick, his first. And we love when Mark Pavlovich, here's the replay, calls a touchdown at the 30. Watch him read it. Right there at the 30. And
touchdown Hornets right about there. I like Ryan Osborn goes, there's Mark calling it 20 yards out.
That's his third pick of the season. That's his second in consecutive weeks. And again, Mark, big play Taj makes another one.
So the Hornets now up by 25, and Riverside is looking like we've been here 4 years in a row, and we still can't climb the mountain to make it to the championship
and that
game.
play reminds me of the 2003-2004 season. He's a kid named Steven Randolph who made that pick and gone for 6.
Mm-hmm. And the Hornets going for 2. Jordan Hoy looks over and says, let's call timeout because we're not all on the same page. With 9:14 to go, well, it's your Hornets 45, Riverside 20. Here on SportsNetUSA.net. We've got the whole crew. Ryan Osborn, the voice of LA Valley College, who won the American Conference Championship. Here on SportsNetUSA.net. Former coach at LA Valley, Jason Vandiver, sitting next to us. Former Hornet Championship Hornet, Jason Vandiver, tight end, All-American, sitting next to us. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, Mark Pavlovich. And the fans have come back on a soggy afternoon. And, Corey, you were sort of waiting for the defense to do something, and you just didn't know if they were.
And, Jason, this is the type of elation they had last week when they went up huge against Ventura. And Ventura, with 5 minutes left in the game, came back on them.
Yep, I mean, I was watching, again, Phil Austin walking up to where the defense is around the bench and saying, settle down, we got to go back out there in a minute. You know, we got to finish the game. I mean, there's 9 minutes left. I mean, you know, you never know. You see guys coming back and forth. I mean, when you see guys that are open, I mean, it just takes a one play to get that spark going. And, you know, big plays are contagious. So.
Phillip Butler, they're going for 2. Gee, the tight end, comes off the line. He now goes in motion. Butler in the backfield. They shift the power from left to right. They're looking to go to Butler. Throw it over there. Incomplete pass, trying to go in the middle. So the Hornets go for 2. They come up for naught, but it's the Hornets 45, the Tigers 20 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And that was good D by the linebacker who stayed with Tanner Gill because the play was designed to go to Gill on the inside, but he picked him up and you have to go to a second or third option in Gross. But again, you can't get complacent here because Saddleback and Riverside, didn't they put up like 38 points in 6 minutes last week?
They did. Yeah, it was close. And then the Tigers just set the field on fire against them and pulled away. So the Hornets on a big pick feel a little more comfortable. But there's lots of time on the clock here on Sportsnet, USA.net. 9 minutes and 14 seconds. Tom Duff, don't go away yet. We got still more football to play here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Aguilar going deep. Taken out of the air by Lee. Lee looking to cut the corner. Dips to the outside. Gets away from one. Stays on his feet. Refuses to go down. And finally gets taken down at the 25.
And so Hessler with the stop.
So the defense gets the big pick last time out, but we know that Riverside, we've seen them go to Herring. Herring has been their money man. We'll see what they do. Hunter in the slot on the left-hand side. Herring not on the field right now. Out wide to left.
Looked like he tweaked something coming out of that break on that interception.
Hand it off to Allen. Allen tries to go to the outside. Defensive play, Corey, and when you've got Chisholm coming up and supported by D'Angelo Ross, you can't run against him.
This is X's best game of the season by far. I mean, he waited till the SoCal championship, but he's got 6 tackles and 1 pass defended at the line of scrimmage, and I think he has 1 sack as well.
So no gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 right at the 25. Allen in the backfield trying to help out. Double pump on that one. D'Angelo Ross is there. The Hornets hit him with 4 on that play as they went to Williams, who comes into the game right now taking Herring's place. So Williams now in. Out wide to the right with Davis next to him. Hunter in the slot on the left-hand side. 3rd down and 5. The Hornets watch as they hand it up the middle, and Allen's got no place to go.
Quentin Yonts there from Centennial. I mean, big time stop by Quentin. That's why he's 2nd team all-conference.
And so Riverside sends out their punting team and then stops about halfway and then decides to keep coming out as a player looks like he was injured. So Riverside looks like they're going to kick it away down by 25 with 8 minutes to go. A little surprised?
Not really, because you're still saying last week these guys can give up points. These guys will lose focus.
And American River won their game like Corey Neyland told you. Once again, you have to watch for the fake. Brian Crooks reminded the punting team, watch for the fake. End over end. Manny Weather lets it hit the ground, and it takes a big bounce for the Hornets all the way down to the 13 against the Hornets. And Manny Weather wanted that so bad.
Is it a penalty if you kick it out of bounds on purpose?
Yeah, it's illegal batting. I mean, that's one of my biggest pet peeves on special teams is having a punt returner catch the football. He could fair catch every single one. It doesn't matter. But you take, I mean, that ball bounced on the 35-yard line. Exactly, and it took a bounce all the way back inside the 15 now. So, I mean, it's just a, playing field position.
Jordan Hoy brings out a team that has been able to run the football in today's game. Philip Butler comes out now at running back. Jerome Gross out wide left. Asante Wilder in the slot on the left-hand side. Butler, the running back. Jordan Hoy takes his time, hands it off, looking for the offensive line, goes up the middle. So Butler gets no gain on the play. Oh, they give him 3. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Hornets. Butler stays in the game. Jordan Hoy looks over, trying to get a sign over there. Tanner Gill still in a tight end for the Hornets. Jordan Hoy looks over, slowing the game down just a little, using the clock. Once again, hand it off. Butler up the middle, tries to go off right tackle, loses one, stays on his feet. Oh, can't get to the outside. And Corey Neyland was on the train to Clarksville with Butler right then.
He was trying to play Andrew Greer from back in the 80s and go with a distance. Man, Philip Butler almost had it.
That was a sliver, if I've ever seen one. Sliver out of a couple tackles right there. Make it 3rd and 2.
So it brings up 3rd down for the Hornets. Jordan Hoy milking the clock. Gross out wide left. Asante Wilder in the slot. Robert Huffman out wide to the right. Big 3rd down to keep the clock and keep the momentum. Jordan Hoy says, let it wind down. We're at 5 on the play clock. We're on 4 on the play clock. We're going to run it right there. Once again, trying to get there, not going to get the 1st down. So it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And you kick it away. This is the drive you wanted. You wanted to run 3 straight run plays. You get a 1st down, you get a 1st down and move. You don't, you run the clock. You run almost 3 minutes off there.
We're at 5:30 here in the 4th. It's the Hornets, 45. The Tigers, 20 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And that's where the fair catch field position comes into play, because now at 10 yards or 9 yards, you know, be punting from the 45-yard line, pinning RCC deep. Now they're going to have, you know, okay field position.
McGahee, beautiful spiral right there, and Yoakum says, I can't do anything with it. Signals for a fair catch, and so the Tigers will start right at the 35. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go. If you're a Hornet fan, hold your breath. Here we go. If you're a Tiger fan, you're looking for a miracle here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
What, we got a statistician up here. What's Riverside's record here at Shapell Stadium?
We have an SID.
0-2, I believe. Yeah, 0-2. No,
No, we had 2 and 13.
2 in 2000. So 0-3 here at Shapell Stadium.
And 41-1 at home is what Riverside is. Anderson comes out. They're going to run it. Gives it off to Allen. He's going to try and set things up so they can throw it down the field. Try and slow down that defensive line for the Hornets. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, 0-3. Okay.
So Allen in the backfield. Anderson at quarterback. D'Angelo Ross says, here it comes. Going to throw it over here quickly. Throw it out in the flat. Try to make the tackle. You've got to make the initial tackles when it's thrown to Davis. Davis gets down to the 45.
And there's new linebackers in for Fullerton. Devin Hessler, Robert Sanko, Xavier Chisholm still in there. Roy Otto are the 3 linebackers. Up front, Jose Bermejo, Marcus Lewis, Mitchell Hurtado. Can't see who the 4th defensive line, John Snowden.
Herring out wide to the right. In the slot on the right-hand side is going to be Davis. Allen looks over. Allen goes back. Anderson trying to go. Allen trying to protect him. He goes down. We get a flag on the Hornets. The quarterback had given himself up. You don't hit him while he's down. So again, not smart football by the Hornets as we get Mitchell Hurtado getting the personal foul here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Not smart.
Not smart. No, not smart at all.
That was one of them Crooks plays. They said, well, stupid is as stupid does. Mitchell Hurtado has had a good season, too. I mean, he's been one of those guys who's filled in and played positively when he's had the opportunities.
Harrington Davis out wide to the right. Brown out wide left. Allen in the backfield. 1st down and 10 at the 34. Anderson looks back. Here comes the pressure. Anderson says, oh, wait a minute. Your name is what? And you hit me how? And he said, my name's Robert Sanko, and I just dropped you for a loss.
Yes, he did. Give me a cup, Mr. Sanko. There you go, as he comes right up. Only old folks got that. Thank you. You come right up the middle and mix the sack.
Loss of 7. I like
No,
that one.
wait. See, Jason.
Did he get it?
He got it.
Oh,
you got it.
Welcome to the old folks home
There
here
you
at
go.
sports@usa.net.
Being a head coach ages you about 7 years.
Second down and 17 on a nice takedown right there. Allen looking for something, going over quicker in the flat, throws it out of bounds, and Anderson's been just a little off. You got to look at him. He's thrown for 2,054 yards, 186 a game. He's got 26 touchdowns and only 3 picks. Today, pick number 4, which was a big one. Third down, 17. Anderson looking over. Allen in the backfield with him, herring out wide to the right. Third down and 17 at the 40. He's going to run a little delay with Allen. Allen's got to get the outside. Doesn't get much. Gets a gain, not even back to the original sticks. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 11 with 3 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, Fullerton's feeling good about themselves. The fans have stayed for a tremendous game and a tremendous effort. I'm going to give credit to the fans as well for staying out here and picking their spots, well, wherever it's dry, to watch this game. And Fullerton's got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
And I can't believe that Riverside would be punting the ball. Why?
Because you're 25 points in 3 minutes. Yeah, this Fullerton's defense is not having a lapse of focus.
Yeah.
The ball gets taken down. It's going to be spotted right at the 2. So we're at the 2-minute, 31-second mark. Tom Duff, it looks like we're going back to the state championships. Those games will be on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland, Jason Vandiver, well, guys, with a couple minutes to go and everything, I mean, what won it for this game? Was it total team play, Jason, or was it just the defense came up when they had to?
Well, I mean, anytime you win a playoff game of this caliber, it's going to be a total team effort. But, I mean, a couple keys to point out. You know, Fullerton came out and ran the ball really well, and the defense stepped up in big situations. You know, they didn't really have the penalties didn't set them back that far, as they were able to overcome a lot of those. But, you know, scoring in key downs and key situations, prevail.
So it gets stopped as Dr. J comes into the game. So Isaiah Jackson now in at quarterback. So Jackson's at quarterback for the Hornets. So Isaiah Jackson's in. Hewlett and Wood were in the backfield. Now Pop Thomas comes in. They change out part of the offensive line. Dr. J looks at an I formation as the Hornets are going to go to the state championship against American River. Isaiah gets taken down for a safety in the end zone. So with 1:46 to go, it's now 45-23.
On offense, Gerald Hewlett, 14 carries, 97 yards. Anthony Wood, 12 carries, 96 yards. He's got 1 touchdown. Hewlett's got 2 touchdowns. And you talk about the running game of Riverside, 44 yards for El Toro Allen. Acta didn't have more than 10. Jacoby Herring, 6 catches, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But again, Fullerton's defense not stopping the run.
You know what? My player of the game last week didn't get picked, did he?
Who was that?
Mr. Jones on making that interception against Ventura. Remember, he didn't get picked?
Yeah, not going to get it this year either.
Oh,
not going to get it this game either.
You know, I wish you'd get some football people up here with me that understood the game.
I was giving it to the O-line.
You know, I mean, the guy next to me has only been, dipping all. I think he's a little narcotic-y going here with me. You got caffeine get to you?
It's football season.
Stop
in a couple weeks.
Want to thank.
Want the Hornets to get back into that deal. We tried to get it back going in 2013. I mean, that's what we're here for in this level. You know, you want to go out and try to get success not only with conference championships but deep runs in playoffs, and it's good to finally see them as they get out through. Riverside has a great return off the safety kickoff, the 30-yard line. But I mean, it's good to see. It's good to see success at a school, you spend a lot of your time and a lot of your, a lot of your career, both playing and coaching. Been, given 10 years, both playing and coaching, and a lot of those coaches are familiar faces down there, and everybody around you. It's good to, it's good to see you able to come back and give a, give a home, a home field advantage to Fullerton as they, have to play American River, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be marked down at the 30. And realize we've had the pleasure of knowing Jason for a long time. Jason, really, again, thank you for being up here with us. It's been fun for me today here on sports.usa.net. Anderson goes back, throws a little pass. Fullerton's going to make the initial stop right there. They stop it. They're going to wind the clock. We're under a minute, 30 seconds in this game. The Hornets, 45. The Tigers, 22 here on sports.usa.net. Jason Vandiver, Corey Neyland, Ed Ford, Ryan Osborn out here. Anderson runs away, looking to turn the corner, throws across the middle field, touchdown, Tigers. So the Tigers with Malik Yoakum pulling it in. So Yoakum gets in there.
So you think there's going to be a handshake after this game?
No, I think the coaches might wave at each other.
I hope not, yeah. Jason was a part of that game back in Grossmont.
Yeah, so was I. I stayed up on the train car with Corey Neyland and Steve Hassler and Ray.
Only game we ever saw. 2 minutes left in the game. We're done. Let's go home.
Yeah.
Would we stay out there?
Glad we got a police escort back on the freeway after that, too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, you know. And that's what gives, junior colleges a bad rap. But, there's a lot of guys out there competing, and they don't. Again, we don't have the structure and having them, we do what we can, but we can't, control every single thing of these kids' lives, like not being able to have them in dorms. And
okay, wait a minute. Let me take you back when you were 18 and 19 years old and you played the game of football, even in later on that. You were an emotional player. You weren't some quiet guy that just said, oh, you knocked me down, that's okay. I mean,
but it wasn't. I don't think when we saw it wasn't to the extent where he's getting 15-yard penalties called on him.
Yeah, that never came into fruition. I mean, it's being able to control yourself and knowing that they didn't get caught that time. Well, they hopefully will. And that's where giving the officials the ability to throw flags and stuff. And we a couple of the games this year kind of got out of hand, and it's kind of all the referees want to. Err on the side of going in and breaking things up early and everything. But sometimes, because of their, high school experience, it's not a high school game. And they, some of the things that'll stop a high school kid won't necessarily, coming in and telling them to knock it off. If they're not blowing a whistle, it's kind of rough. But, you got to be in control of your guys and stay out, keep the bad stuff off of the field. I mean, the last – there was up north. There was a big fight between two teams. I mean, it's just unnecessary. There's too much at stake for a lot of these guys. For somebody who, and most of the time it's guys that aren't going to continue playing. It's the guys that have nothing to lose that are the ones, getting involved in that type of stuff.
So Riverside kicks the point after, doesn't go for two, so they still make it a 3-score football game here with 1 minute and 1 second to go. What?
2-score.
17.
No, it'll be 29.
Oh, well, then it didn't get changed on our scoreboard.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it'll be 29, so it'll be a 2-score game.
Okay. I'm looking at the scoreboard on the monitor.
So they're gonna say the MVP is gonna be Gerald Hewlett.
Okay.
The player of the game is gonna be Justin Manyweather. And the player of the game for Riverside is going to be Jacoby Herring.
So we had a penalty against Riverside. They're going to mark it off. They're going to move the ball back to the 30. And now, in the Ventura game, Jason, Ventura tried 2 onside kicks. Both the kicks were beautiful. At the last second, they took a hop, and our guy went up and got it. The same guy got both of them. Our coaching staff basically said they dodged a bullet because Ventura pulled it off perfectly. We'll see what Riverside can do here. with a minute left in the game.
Yeah, and just like with the snappers, holders, kickers, you know, they practice this stuff all the time.
Deep kick.
Yeah, they're
Manyweather. So Manyweather takes it to 20, takes a knee, gives himself up, and you just heard Jason Vandiver, a head coach, talking from a head coach's point of view as we look at the Riverside coaches shaking each other's hand, giving it up. Hey, we're going to be back for the championship game, the state championship here on Sportsnet USA.
December 10th.
December 10th. And make sure you're with us on that game here on SportsNetUSA.net. Want to thank Tom Duff again, Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Want to thank Islands for making things possible. Anderson Lynn and Associates, who was there all year long. Dunkin' Donuts, that was there all year long. Pep Pizza, thank you for being one of our sponsors all year long. For the Fullerton College TV department, thank you. We're going to see you guys on the 10th here on SportsNetUSA.net as the Hornets take a knee and the clock will just tick. Well, we waited 3 years. We thought we might get Butte, but once again, it's going to be a different game as American River is going to come down to Shapell Stadium on the 10th to take on your Fullerton College Hornets for the state championship here on SportsNetUSA.net. And, you know, we saw Jordan Hoy all year long. We love Jeff Hoy and the entire family. But, guys, I got to tell you, it was all about those running backs. It was all about the defense, and it's all about a coaching staff that steps up every week. The nicest men, just like the man who's on the air with us today. This is the most wonderful coaching staff you will ever meet at Fullerton College. And it's one of the most fun sports on the community college level. Jason will tell you, come out and watch a little community college football. Perry Webster will tell you to come out and watch a little community college basketball. And Nick Fuscardo will never be quiet about watching a little community college baseball on SportsNetUSA.net. 2 weeks, we're going to be back here on SportsNetUSA.net as your Fullerton College Hornets will play American River for the state championship here on SportsNetUSA.net. For Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, Jason Vandiver, myself, Ryan Osborn, and everybody that helped us out today. Your Hornets come away with a victory, 45-29 over Riverside here on SportsNetUSA.net.